Oh yeah.
Like
'Cause
mics,
I'm like
earphones and all.
yeah. I'm like pretty new to this, so
Actually, after the Odin Cup, one of the brands messaged me
ooh.
to replace the mic that I'm using.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean that's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
Hell yeah. Just be like, because I think that's what they want to. If they saw that like you had a really expensive mic already, they're like, well, what are we gonna sponsor him for? So I think the strat is
So
to
I was yeah,
like use
just
a
use cheap.
yeah. I think that's the
Yeah.
strat. I think that's the strat though. No, it's like you use like a you use a cheap mic on purpose, and they're gonna be
Yeah.
like, well, yeah, if we sponsor his mic, and he said he's sponsored by
Yeah.
us, and they notice the quality improvement. Like it's gonna be a good advertisement for them. So I think they're just gonna go for it.
So if everyone's watching, webcam please.
Logitech, let's go.
But yeah, I kind of just want it to be like a whole thing where just people just like straight up hanging out. Because like anybody who has the
Important.
Link, hello.
Nikki, what was that?
Yeah, hello. Did I miss anything important?
No, we're just hanging out right now, and then we
Alright.
can start a little bit. Yeah, so I'm trying to. Your volume is a little low. I have you on 200% already.
Oh wait.
I think you just probably need more gain. Hey, what's up, Mara? What's up, team? Good evening. Good evening. We're just waiting on a couple more guys. Bro, Zavia was so nervous. I think I'm not sure. Does Zavia actually have like a meeting? Of like, usually, are you sure you have a meeting? But she was just nervous. She's like, bro, it's like, yeah, I don't have as much like root knowledge as like you guys, and I'm like you don't. We're just chilling. We're just hanging out.
I think yeah.
That's like
I
yeah.
think for Ragnarok, as long as you have the game sense,
Yeah.
regardless of
Check.
what patch it
Yeah.
is.
Hello.
Oh, there you go. So good. That's good. That's good. Yeah, we can increase the volume for later on anyway. But yeah, man. Let me make sure because Mekus. What's Mekus? MEKUS. What's that mean?
I don't know.
It's the Indian guy.
Yeah.
The
the
reviewing
How
Indian food.
Indians
Yeah,
do the
prepare
street
food.
foods in
Oh.
and he got hated by his countrymen because he's dissing the how Indians do their food, man.
Wait. Oh,
This is
Chin's here. Let me bring him in. Hold on. Let me give him the tag. There you go.
Are we live now?
Okay. Yeah, we're live now.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I tagged Fatto and DaBae as well. It's from the Indian guy on Facebook. Really, like his like India's like hating on him now because he.
Yeah. It's because he's dissing the community of some food street vendors in the India.
Oh really?
It's not
Like-
good.
Like how clean they are, like how because they're wearing a hairnet, but they're just using their hands.
Well, I mean, like it's like sanitary purposes. It's like I mean, it's like you're mad
Yeah.
because somebody held you accountable. That's kind of. But I think they're just so
Yeah.
probably used to it by now that they're like anything that tries to change their ways, they get mad at.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
What's up, Chin? I just noticed. Oh, Chin, are you like naked in that photo? Who is that you're with? Ooh.
Spicy.
Yes,
Hello, good evening.
he's gonna put a shirt on. Okay, there you go.
There you go.
No. I came from a dinner kasi
Oh yeah. Your mom's birthday. Happy birthday.
yeah.
Mrs.
Yeah, thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
No,
Happy birthday.
There you go. No. I came from a dinner.
Damn. All right.
They look naked ba in that photo? Like I get that a lot. Like people think I'm naked. Sabi, no, we went swimming
Okay.
kasi.
The see context. See, I just looked at it. I was like, is that? Oh. I'm like,
No, we went swimming.
gotcha. Wait, who's that? Is that your girl? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's sweet, actually. All right, so let's start it off with
And so I'm not too late naman.
no. You're definitely good. You're good. Yeah, you got the solid green screen in the background too. Holy, you got two chairs, one for your feet, one for your. That was good.
And like this one's for my clothes. Like like when I have to remove my clothes, I put it here on the chair.
Okay.
Chill, how do you remove your clothes? Demo.
Yeah, how do you remove your clothes?
How do you remove your clothes, bro?
Usually,
Yeah.
this is the one that's sitting on my chair. It's there. The pangit din eh. So I have to remove it.
Okay.
Fuck, dude, I need to have one.
Do we need a clothes taking off your clothes tutorial? See if you can.
Pwede naman. Pwede.
Sample, please.
Oh my god. But yeah, I think
I have a clothes. Actually, I have a clothes remover. Later, you'll see her come in through the door.
Wow.
Bro.
I can barely convince me to get my clothes out of here. Holy.
It's good, bro. It's Friday, bro. It's
Oh
Friday.
my god.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
But yeah, so welcome everybody that's here so far to the podcast and chill Friday. So we're it's just a bunch of friends like hanging out, talking about things we love, Ragnarok Origin, MMORPGs in general. And I think we started off here with episode 1 since tomorrow is actually the top 16 of voting cup. So any thoughts on that? Anything that with the matchups tomorrow? I don't.
Is this live pala?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, we're live.
You're live
Yes.
Okay. Is this on YouTube?
on all.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Got it.
All
Sorry.
platforms.
Little fatty on
Okay, so
TikTok when.
the things that I mentioned earlier. It's
Yeah.
already. I thought it was still a chill session.
I mean, that's how chill this session is.
Yeah.
Bro. You know.
Okay. Copy. So semi-rated SPG na pala. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was just us us talking.
No, it's just basically just a hangout session. It's like if you have any friends that you want to invite over just to chillax, because like my plan is basically just to give everybody like the content creator tag, and which makes you like just be able to go in the podcast channel anytime. It's like it's like we could do podcast and chill Fridays. Anybody who wants to like hop in and just like join in on the discussion, have something to say, they could just hop in and kind of make it like I didn't want to make it too formal. You know what I mean? I don't want to make it we have this rigid thing. It's like it's just like a bunch of people hanging out and with similar interests, and I think that's probably better than anything. So speaking of which, voting cup.
I'll go.
Who's
Start.
Who's your bet? What's tomorrow again? Tomorrow is Wipeout versus Alter 4, and what was the other one again?
Wolfmaru and Sekoteng, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What-
Then Rug Pull versus what do you call this? VapeCon.
VapeCon.
Gotcha. Okay, so day 1 is Sekoteng, Wolfmaru, and Wipeout Alter 4. What are you guys bets and why? I think Sekoteng, Wolfmaru, pretty close. Wolfmaru probably edges out a bit more on DP, but
DP and titles.
I don't I'm not too fond of their composition. Granted, like I don't like the fact that Sekoteng has an LK either, but usually having a sniper as your top carry versus
Right.
yeah. Oh, guess who? Look who decided to make it in.
Am I late?
No. You're right on
No.
time. I
Right
just
on
arrived too.
time. You're right on time. 15 minutes after. Right on time.
Oh, but you need to, since you're a little bit late, you need to show us your camera and then without the shirt off too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right?
Sheesh,
Let's
bro.
go.
Okay.
Because I
Yeah.
think
Let me
everyone
let me
had to
take off
do
my
that.
shirt.
Yeah, because I had to do that too when I
Uh,
arrived. So
I don't.
That's every day with Fatty.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, but no,
Yeah, let's
yeah,
go.
like, we
Let's
need
go
an
with the
audience.
host first. Let's go.
Hold on.
Let's go, chat.
Nah, I was kidding. It's actually my
Vote it, vote it.
my 8th wedding anniversary today.
hey,
really?
Yeah,
happy
it might be my
8th
last if I
Hey.
take the shirt off.
Mhm.
No. It might be less if I take my shirt off.
Oh!
Burr.
Ruse scandal.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. The fuck?
All right, let's find out. Take it out. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So, wait, Fatto, since you just got here, we were actually discussing. First thing we wanted to discuss was Odin Cup. So tomorrow's matches is Wolfmaru versus Psycho Tang, and
Yeah.
the next one is Alta 4 versus Wipeout. Like, who are you guys' bets and why?
Oh, I put in Sekoteng.
Psycho Tang? Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Mm.
Just
What
because of the CP different.
Is it wait? Is it Psycho Tang? Doesn't like Wolfmaru have like a higher
has-
DP?
Yeah, but I look at not the top CPs,
For the
but
whole-
bottom
for the
CP.
whole-
For the whole guild, like as a whole. Like
Yeah,
map 2 and
I
everything.
see that Sekoteng bit off is 500 DP, right?
Yeah.
So 145 people under him
Mhm.
is maybe below 500, but for the Wolfmaru, it's
Oh
below
yeah, it drops already to
450.
450.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Photo is 450k.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I take the average, I think. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. It's a
And
good
for Alta
marker
4
to
and
have.
Wybot, I think Alta 4.
Yeah. It's a good marker
Yeah.
to have for sure. Even without like the whole roster in view. But yeah, like for me it was like it's basically the composition. I don't know.
Right,
Like I just can't. I just don't like having a sniper as your top DP. I feel like if you get focused down as a sniper,
That's why you went with Sekoteng, you mean?
yeah.
Mm-mm.
Even though they have an LK, which I highly dislike.
Come on, bro.
MG right now is
You're fucking biased, man.
yeah, no,
It's
it's not just that. But,
anti-LK.
but I mean, especially like you guys saw the match between like the match like Wolfmaru had versus the matches the Psycho Tang have. So Psycho Tang had like a really good like adaptation in their matches, whereas you know, and I mean no offense to because like, I've been offending a lot of guilds. Well, actually just one. You know, I don't want to offend people, but I wasn't really impressed with Wolfmaru's like rotations, right? So
Yeah,
Mm,
I agree.
Me actually, place my bets on Wolfmaru because they have a dude. No, because they have a dude named Bogok. So I think that was enough for me, like to bet 500 coins on.
Oh my
Mm.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, because I don't know. Like I don't know which.
Yeah, just because of the name. Let's go.
Yeah, but
Just
because
the name.
one guy
Yeah.
has his name Bogok, so I think I just put
Is,
my bet. On.
is it the
Yeah.
the BG Yukon guy?
Yeah, that one. BGU cock.
Oh, I think that's
Oh,
Indonesian.
That's it. It's not
It's probably
You guys-
Indonesian.
You guys
But you know, like Zybro Sanchez and Mavis De La
Mavis
Rosa.
De La Rosa.
So now we have Bugok Santos. will
Bugok.
be-
Yes.
The name
Okay,
takes
okay.
it all.
True.
I was not expecting that reason for voting him, but I'll take it.
But yeah, I did place 500 points on. I did bet 500 coins on Wolfmaru.
Mm.
It's probably wrong, but you know.
I mean, to be
I don't
honest,
know where-
it depends. I don't know. You could be right there because I don't know if Wolfmaru decides to adapt like their strat going forward, as long as there's like no internal issues. I think they can actually they can take this matchup if they have to, if they want to. Depends
But
on
like
how badly they
like
want
what Fatto said, like the top 5 is already at 450k. So meaning everyone else below
Mhm.
Koto is already
Mhm.
at 400 something k.
it. Yeah.
While Sekoteng's top 5 is beat off is at 506. So they probably have
Yeah.
more players at 500k.
Chances are, yeah. You know, but I think a lot of it too is probably it's gonna count a lot is their map too. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what about the rest? What do you get? Who do you guys have your votes on?
I voted Wolf
yeah,
Maru
next.
also.
For Bugong.
The height because of Bugok.
Bugok's Sanchez.
No, I mean, benefit of the doubt that they will prevail this time cleanly
Mhm.
than last fight.
Yeah.
And for the other one, Alt F4.
Alt F4.
It's
Because
like a
Alt F4
one-sided
is-
thing.
MG,
Yeah,
are
Alt
you?
DP
F4 is
difference
Alt
is too
F4.
high.
It's like front for home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
MG.
the DP
Yeah.
difference is too high for
Are you
that.
supposed to be unbiased since you're gonna be casting tomorrow?
No. Maybe I'll do like
Be biased
very
tonight and then be unbiased tomorrow.
no. I'm just telling the truth, bro. It won't hurt.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
yeah, I believe Second will take this because again, if you're talking about like one super high DP character, basically the strategy there is you can just snipe like 4 characters or one party focusing one character. I think that's a win-win already. And I agree with Villing earlier. It's more balanced on the side of Secoteng. Yeah. So the distribution, like it's like if you have a paladin around 514 versus couple of 400s, it will take like 2 to 3 players versus 1 player. So the scenario there is going to be 2 versus 1 already. And imagine how many 500s do they have right now. And of course the Lord Knight can, this is actually one of the winning factor about Cycle Bank. That's why I voted for this guild because of the Lord Knight.
Because of the Lord Knight now.
Yeah.
Because of the LK.
Yeah, unbiasedly because of the Lord Knight, nothing else. Yes. Yeah.
What about Alta 4 and Wipeout?
Wife out. I don't know about wife out because I haven't casted yet. But it's pretty obvious. I'm not gonna be biased, but it's obvious there.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say any guild on that one. So yeah, it's obvious.
Linky. I'm
Yeah.
putting you on the spotlight here, buddy.
True.
For me, I'd go for Secoteng.
Second.
Just because of if your team is much more balanced, becomes much more flexible in a way. It's you can easily distribute players if you have a lot of high DP already.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I'm going for Secoteng. And second one for me is Alt F4. I've been hearing them ever since Ragnarok X. So I do know that they're strong. And I'm not familiar with Wipeout. Wipeout or Wipeout?
Wipeout? Yeah. They're
Wipe-
from
Wipeout.
Giffen server, so they're actually like in a much later server than the Prawn
So I'm
server.
going
So
for Alt F4.
yeah. And then day number 2. What's day number 2 again? It's VapeCon and Rug Pull versus what's the first match again?
I think that's
Legends
one of
and
the
Nox.
things that I want you to answer.
Legend. What was that?
One of the matches that I want you to answer, bro.
Oh,
Like guys, yo, chat. If there's any chance that I can sub out and and put Fatty on the casting, I would really do that. I'm like, I don't care
okay.
if they don't pay me as long as Fatty's there. I would love to see that.
Yeah, me too, bro.
For match number, was it Legend? I mean, obviously the Legends is just gonna win that match, right? Versus Noxus. The gap is like too huge. You know, it's like
Yeah.
strats and everything will only work until a certain point until you get stat checked, right? Like kind of like the Alpha
Right,
4,
right.
like
Yeah,
Wipeout matchup. But they, you can definitely still put up a fight, but the type of fight that you're gonna be putting up is just to, not to get beat like above 2K points, right? In terms of like VapeCon and like Rug Pull, it's like I know like there's like this whole beef between me and them. Well, it's not.
Oh,
It's
I
not.
don't
Really, it's
know. I
not.
don't know
It's not really like all of Rug Pull that I'm beefing with. It's more like their top guys that not even like the top guys really. I think they're just like the officers and everything. Because in a way they represent their guild. That's the thing. Where like I still have a lot of respect for other Rug Pull members that stayed out of it. That still talk to me. I still talk to them. And there's still mutual respect there for like the members that decided to
Yeah.
be unbiased and actually looked at the whole situation as a whole. And even when I was casting their matchups before, I think like as an analyst, it's like you have to be unbiased, right? It's because like
I
you're
mean,
like even if I have beef with them, if I'm gonna
yeah.
analyze their fights, if I'm gonna cast their fights, it's like you can't just it's like you're basically stating facts that you see like
In-game.
on in game, like in real time, right? So it's like you can't just like you can't just like change those facts to just make them look bad. It's like it looks bad for you, and it's just bad for the audience in general.
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
Yeah. So again, my beef is with the select people that are at the top. And I know like I'm constantly on the attack because at the same time it's like as a smaller streamer I have to kind of defend myself. I have to make sure that like people don't think that I'm easy to I'm a pushover
Be
or something.
bullied.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't ever be a pushover, right? It's like I think that's the main thing there. But in terms of like who's gonna win, I think it's a bit of a toss up because like VapeCon's pretty good. VapeCon's rotations are pretty good.
Yeah.
Their Baron take is really, really fast, and their Baron setup
Yeah.
is incredibly good as well. So I think leading into this next matchup, a lot of it will be influenced by like how much each guild has invested in like within this like just this past week. Like who wants it more? Basically, right? So it's like if Rug Bull decides to like pull in some like not really pull in members, but like pull in some resources and up their DP, their gear, their PvP stats, titles, all that, and VapeCon doesn't because like depends on resources as well, and how much somebody wants to win. But either way, I think it's gonna be a pretty close match. Looking at looking at the base already, I think Rug Bull has the edge when it comes to DP, so they're definitely gonna be like the stronger guild coming in. But the thing is, like, you can't underestimate VapeCon either. Like VapeCon, it's not like VapeCon won. Like the fights that I've seen VapeCon do, they're not just like highly DP reliant. You can tell even like if in
Yeah.
the fights that they dominate, they actually have pretty solid rotations and pretty solid like investment of their cooldowns. Cooldown management, where they invest their players. So that one's a bit of a toss up for me, but I definitely would want to. I voted for VapeCon for this one because obvious reasons and higher reward if they actually win.
Obvious reasons, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I think we fought VapeCon on the qualifiers. Based on our research, most of them are from Year 4. So they're used to have those big fights as well. So
Yeah.
they're very coordinated, to be fair.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not just a DP thing with them. They're actually just very, very good, like coordination wise.
I actually voted for Rug Pull, but I didn't see there is a Lord Knight on the side of VapeCon. So if I manage to see that first, I'll be voting VapeCon. Just because of the Lord Knight. Come on.
Somebody's trying to run the Lord Knight. Okay.
Yeah. They should fucking revive the Lord Knight meta again.
I mean, have you seen RK? Has an
Yeah.
has an
And
AoE
Thousand
skill that
Spear.
can hit you from like off screen.
Yeah.
Thousand Spear.
Yeah, it's crazy. We tested it in NA, like what the range was. I was like, there's no way that like you're gonna know how to balance this thing.
But
Yeah.
how's the damage though?
Damage is pretty. It's 800%. But here's a kicker. It's like it's neutral, but you can put a converter on, so it's not force neutral.
Oh.
And you have this buff as an
Oh.
RK that will double that damage to 1600. For like
Will it be able to one shot squishies? Like from the back line.
From the back line, oh yeah. If you're geared enough and you pop that buff, because it's like the dragon meter, right? The dragon meter is like
Right.
it gives you like 15 to 20 seconds of it. So like that thing doubled for like for that duration means that like you're hitting that back line, like, and they can't do anything about it. And the only salvation
Yeah.
is probably it gets countered by safety wall,
No.
even though it's ranged.
What about
That's
Numa?
weird.
Is
I
that a
haven't.
thing here?
I don't think it gets stopped by Numa. I think it's just safety wall that stops it.
Mm-mm.
But the problem is like how many safety walls can you put side by side with each other? You can only protect
Right,
like an X
right.
amount of people, right? Because safety walls will cancel each other out.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna be able to save everybody. So your backline better be backlining and rezzing all the way to the back where they can't be reached in the choke point. Otherwise,
Right.
you guys just screwed.
But that range though,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the range.
Yeah.
is that even fair?
But at the same time, it works both ways too, right? Like somebody's trying to push and they're trying to regroup, and you can hit them while they're trying to regroup.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. It's
Um,
pretty scary because LK is a really tanky job, and
mean,
it hits you
considering-
from range. Yep.
I think.
I like
That's
this
a
guy though.
tank.
I like this guy. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. And
No, like it's a literal tank that can shoot
Yeah.
like from far away.
yeah. So yeah, and Cyber says it has a 10-second CD though, but the channeling is like 5 seconds. So really, you only
Channeling?
have 5
So it's like a
seconds. You only
5-second
have
downtime.
Yeah, it's just a 5-second downtime. That's the thing. And the thing is, like, it works on proc cards too.
Yeah, but that's
Ah.
without bragging, right? The 10
Ah,
seconds.
damn.
No, without bragging. Yeah, so it works on proc cards. Can you imagine? It's like you have a
So
bunch
like
of
Requiem and everyone's feared and all that.
Yeah.
It's
CC
time.
cards.
It's time, bro. It's time. Let's go.
You have
Time.
like a Dark Lord, not a Dark Lord card, but like a Bloody Knight card, and then you can just start procking meteors in their backline. That's crazy.
It's time.
Right. So
Let's
even
go.
if it's not the damage, if not for the damage, then just for the utility.
Utility, yeah, it still has its uses. That's the crazy part. It is a bit like the breath is a little bit clunky, and I think one of the things that we saw was I'm not sure if it'll work in War of Imperium, but that skill goes through walls.
Oh damn.
Mm.
So if I pray that it doesn't work in War of Imperium, because if it does and you're defending that wind tunnel, they could just go off to the side and start shooting at you from the side. There's nothing you can do about it.
It's a
Yeah,
feature,
even
bro.
if there's a barrier.
It's crazy, man. I like it's like I mean, that's what we wanted, right? It's like LK has been so bad for so long. It's just like honestly that like RK, we were hoping that it would be the salvation for LK.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
it was not the breath that we were hoping. Right?
Right,
Like
right.
we were hoping like Dragon
It's
Breath was gonna
something
be the
else.
savior, but it's something
Yeah.
else.
It's a
Yeah.
different flavor.
Yeah. But
It's
you never know.
there.
They could change it, right? They could make the breaths not as static and not as clunky,
Right,
and then
right.
you'll be good, right? Because you have different element breaths.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And
Interesting.
yeah, like
Oh,
that,
do you guys have news? When are we gonna get these? Like the third jobs for global?
I think they're planning like
Oh.
maybe like November, maybe. But because I think what they're
Really?
I think their plan for global is to release not just the first 6 ones, but all of them. Like I know they already have the sprite for the
complete already.
yeah, like they already have this. I think they already have the sprites
The
and
rune
the design
guards.
for
Suras.
for Soras and everything. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, Taiwan and NA and KR are definitely going to be the beta test servers like they are right now. So
Right.
we'll get
That's
like
what's gonna
we'll get like
happen,
a better a better
Version,
more balanced version,
supposedly.
hopefully. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh yeah, and genetics too.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Like it's gonna be a whole shift in the meta.
Yep.
Yeah, which is fun. It'll keep the game it'll keep the game a lot more interesting. You know.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I'm not that excited though.
Why?
I am excited. Bro, come on.
He's
Come on,
scared.
I'm a bard main, so
LK
that's
team,
true.
guys. Let's go. LK team, let's go.
there's nothing new for me.
So much of fucking dragons just running around.
Yeah.
And,
But interesting.
Yeah. So since By the way, you guys can get out of this. Who else did the rest of you vote for day number 2?
Oh, for day
I
2.
mean,
You mean home?
No,
Do they have
day
LK?
2.
Aside from home? Oh, day 2.
I mean, obviously, you
Day
guys are
2.
probably gonna vote Legends for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I voted Legends.
Yeah.
The
So
DP difference
this
is
is gonna
too high
be
as well.
this is gonna be
Yeah.
a discussion between like Rugpo and
I did Legends
Bacon.
and rug pull here for
Mhm.
day 2. Division
Yeah.
2, right?
Yeah, I think the trash
Yeah,
talk
Division 2.
has already started between like Rugpo and Legends, because one of the Legends guys
Okay.
actually linked me what he was going to post, and then he posted it on the Ragnarok Origin Philippine like Facebook group. So he was like, "Hey, I'm about to post this. This is
Legends versus rug pull
yeah,
for the quarterfinals.
yeah, I kid you not. That's the same guy that posted it in the Ragnarok Origins Philippines Facebook group. Messaged me before he posted it, and he was like, hey dude, is this the PH something like, is this like, are these like the PH representatives with the Kraken tier strats?" And I was like, huh? It's like, bro, I'm not in that guild. It's like, oh yeah, I know you're a dynasty, but this is Rugpull, right? And it says, and I'm like, yeah, that's them. And then he showed me the video of that like priest versus like paladin, and he posted it there. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, you mean Legends Priest versus rug pull paladin?
Yeah, there was like a video that they posted or something, but before they posted it, they sent it to me on via DMs on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Wasn't the one that
Mhm.
the priest is not dying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
seen that. I've seen that.
Yeah. So
Damn.
yeah, that was the whole backstory behind that, because people were like, "How did you find this post so hard? You're such a hater." I was like, "Bro, he told me before he posted it. He sent me that video before he posted it." So they know about the whole issue, I guess.
Pengu, actually, from your comment section, has a question. As per patch note in Discord, there will be a job balancing in the future update. Will this be after Odin's or during Odin's Cup?
That's a good question.
That's a really good question.
We actually have
Can I-
somebody from the root team that's in the chat right now. I'm not gonna say who it is, but if you want to, feel free to let us know if you're allowed to
To disclose some things.
disclose.
That's Vilink, right? Vilink is the one from the root team who's going to be disclosing the secret.
GG, bro. GG.
Spill it. Spill it.
It's not me.
Not me.
But I think it'd be a bad idea to release it like mid Odin Cup. It's like, really, it's like, imagine like you're playing like League, Dota, or like Mobile Legends or something, and you're in like the World Championships, and all of a sudden like
Yeah,
you're
they won't do
TI,
that.
There's a patch.
and then they change the patch like midway.
Although that has happened, like for the professional scene of Mobile Legends, they have done that.
They've
before.
done that before.
Or-
No,
yeah,
man.
there's
That's
a patch
ridiculous, bro.
mid tournament. So I don't know if they do that
Hmm.
like to ROO too.
But it's a mistake, right?
I think that should be a
It was-
mistake. No,
Was it intentional?
Yeah.
They shouldn't be doing things
Yeah.
like that. Like
because in a game,
patching during tournaments.
yeah, because in a game where like like it's the game of inches, right? It's like everybody knows like down to the very last like second, and then you
Oh,
change
and
it up on them.
But since Sages are going to be out already by then, so we'll have Sages in the quarterfinals, right? The
Yeah.
professionals.
Potentially, yeah.
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 Yeah, there is.
But I don't see people using Sage that early.
Yeah.
Because the thing is like, Sage definitely has utility. So if you're gonna be rolling Sage, it's a lot of utility for sure. But like if you're going to roll Sage, I feel like you should just roll Biochem at that point in time. If you really want to do damage, because like I think Sages will definitely do good though when they make the changes to the ignore mitigation on the feathers.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but most likely they will be, if ever they play the role of Sage early, they may be playing FS for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. For the utility.
Yeah, utility's pretty good on Sage.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is like yeah. The misconception too,
But I think Fatty, I think that's gonna be a good curveball because as we know currently the meta is like the anti-critical.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Frank.
So
A lot of
yeah,
Frank.
Yeah.
that's the current meta right now, the anti-critical. So if they're planning to shift into a mage type or a magic type, no
Mhm.
one is built up for anti-magic right now.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
For in terms of like
It's gonna be a good curveball if the whales are gonna
Mhm.
be transitioning to the sages,
Yeah.
because they don't have
Makes
enough
sense.
time. I mean, those people
Mm.
who's actually spending a lot of money on
I think
pumping their anti-crit.
yeah. I think though that like those same people probably have a preset for anti magic already for like their
I guess.
enchants. Yeah. And the thing is like enchants like enchants like aside, um I think it's still hard because like it's just the inherent amount of like magic defense that geared people have, right? And now you have to surpass that
Yeah.
as a stage. If you're too far, if you're gapped like too hard on like the magic defense versus magic defense ignore, it's like you're losing like I don't know like what is it like 50%, 40% something plus in terms of like your damage. So it's still gonna be a bit of a struggle. I mean you'll still be able to kill people if you just gap them in gear or like they let you wail on them.
Yeah.
But I think besides the fact that you can maybe do spider web or cobweb, um, you can stop them.
You
But as
can
soon
knock
as you
them.
as soon as
Yeah.
you can as soon as you hit them, like they're just gonna lose that spider web, right? So
Yeah.
Mm.
and spider web isn't even that like long range either. Like you have to get pretty like probably like less than 5 meters like in distance before you throw it. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're also like
Mm.
you lose the utility of like safety wall as well as a sage. So
Mm.
your protection's just kind of gone.
Right, right. Interesting.
Makes sense with the paladin on the back of
Mm.
Sage. That's for
Right,
sure.
right.
So maybe the whales will, switch jobs when CJs come out as well. I think that's one of my prediction about the meta.
Mhm.
Because again, no one is prepared for the sages. I mean, if they're preparing for the sage, like for example, I believe BBDR started with the wizard. Yeah. Then
Yeah,
transition
Yeah,
to
he started as a
yeah,
wizard.
yeah. He started to like building up his wizard, transition to sniper or hunter,
Mhm.
then
Mm.
switching up
Paladin
to
after.
paladin. Yeah. So I'm assuming, knowing like a bit of BBDR, he doesn't sell that much. So maybe
Yeah.
he has like few
Yeah,
items that
he'll have it.
that's
He'll have it in his inventory.
yeah. So maybe he has those gears for the sages this upcoming patches. So that's gonna
Yeah.
be a really good switch if BBDR plans to do that. But again, they're gonna lose
Right.
a solid frontline or
Oh, but
a
he's a
solid
sniper
paladin.
right now, I think,
I
if
think
I'm
he's
not
a
mistaken.
paladin. Wait, let me check.
Because last time, I had to bring it up, no,
No,
because
it's
I was
paladin, I think.
getting bashed a lot kasi recently because of this whole biochem thing. So I had to bring it up that
Mm.
Rug Pull only ran 19 paladins, and there is no paladin in their top whales at that time. So at that time, BBDR was a sniper
Mm.
alongside
Oh.
Itlog ni Batman, who was
Assassin.
assassin. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I don't know if he'll
Assassin
change
probably.
back to paladin. I
But I
think I don't know
wanna
if the wind strike thing was already implemented when Odin Cup started, right?
Ah.
Yeah.
So I
yeah.
think people were already using that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's why they only. I think they're the ones who ran the least amount of paladins with only 19. Diba? So and
Yeah.
then they were sniper heavy. So I was thinking if maybe that's what they were doing, and then with their biochemists like Alden Richards, they had Alden do biochem.
Mhm.
Hmm. Yeah.
Then I was saying in my video, this whole curiosity of mine started when I saw Xylil become a biochem, because I remember facing him in War of Imperium. He was hitting me for 100k a pop.
Yeah.
And that was,
Wow.
That's
you
a
know, like
lot.
he was hitting me 100k each as a paladin. Xylil was a paladin back then. And then next thing I know, he's a biochem. That's why I started looking into it.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I think the initial complaints were
Mm.
because like people who re-rolled to biochemist, a lot of
Mm.
people, because I know a lot of people complain to me as well, like biochemist is so weak, whatever. And
Yeah,
I had to like tell them that like, hey, biochemist is only weak because right now there's no
Mm.
class in the game that builds the same way that a biochemist would. Like the closest one you have is probably like Soulbreaker, Synex, or something.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like, but you know, the M damage and all that, it doesn't count towards biochemists, right?
Mm-mm.
So it's like nobody was building it right by default.
Mm.
If you just reroll from
Yeah.
another class to that, you're not gonna do
Yeah, then you
damage because
test
you're
it
not
right
built for
away.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that was like the growing pains that like somebody has to go through. But I know I told people like, hey, like it's a very strong class. The problem is nobody has any presets for it because no class builds the way the biochemist builds. Like
Mm-mm.
exactly, right? There's like there's classes like that are close, but like nobody really actually like you have to fine tune it
Mm.
before you start doing some real damage.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So I think that's
So, yeah.
that's the struggle there.
I mean, like that's why I meant just to bring up nga na I saw that BBDR was a sniper then.
Mhm.
So I don't know if he changed back to Paladin, but from what I remember when they had that and during the top 32, like he was using sniper.
Yeah.
He's a paladin now, I think.
So then if ever he changed back,
Yeah.
They changed back to paladin now.
But I think if you're that geared as paladin, if you know how to build it, you should just go concentrate pierce.
Mm.
I think Sacri falls off quite a bit. You know, once you get into like the upper echelons of like DP, and I think you need to start considering concentrate pierce because like you're geared enough to do it, right?
Yeah.
It's like
for whale levels,
or
like
like-
the Paladin will super fall off.
yeah, like for like really like top whales like BBDR, I think that you
Yeah,
have to look into concentrate pierce and you have to know how to build it as well because it's going to be really effective. It's like concentrate pierce kind of like reminds you of to a lesser degree like Grim Tooth, right? It's like it's a skill that like usually people would not take because like it looks like it scales like really bad with like low mid spenders or like regular whales like when they try it. But the problem the thing is like it works like you know how like GT isn't meta at the moment because like the base stats on it are really shitty. And you really have to scale your own raw stats before you can get it up there. And there's not enough stats in the game right now to make it like strong enough to take down other whales.
Right.
Yeah. Not enough penetration in the
So it
game.
doesn't make sense to switch it.
Yeah, so but like concentrate pierce is at that threshold already, like with the state of the game. But all you really need to do is like you just need to learn how to build it and then you're good.
Right.
Yeah. And I think BBR is in that actually I think he's beyond that threshold already of like being able to build that and have it be more effective than sacrifice.
Mm. Interesting.
Yeah, and that the fact that it's not force neutral, so like I think it's not force. Is it not force neutral? I have to read it again.
Concentrate pierce.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, because I remember like see Immortal actually like covered that before, like concentrate pierce and all that.
Mhm.
They actually use that for TSA instead of sacrifice.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's probably because of that, because you can influence the element of concentrate pierce. I
Yeah.
think I'm not sure, but
That's probably
I would
why.
guess.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, the stats that you need to build for like concentrate pierce is just like BBDR tier whale or like even a little bit lower than that. Like you can make it work a lot better than sacrifice does. So like paladins at that tier that run sacrifice are not optimized for like
and also considering that now they're removing ignore defense, right?
the ignore refine or something like that equipment defense.
No, like they're gonna make it so all like your total defense will be able to work against sacrifice.
Also, they're removing all ignore. I thought it was just like equipment defense.
No. Before it was that like refined defense only. So now they're removing.
God.
But no, but
Oh.
here's my okay, like for me, like because of this whole issue now with paladins and Palinarok and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for nerfing paladins if ever. I don't really care because like I'm thinking I'm still gonna be able to beat like players who don't know their roles, who snipers who are coming up against me like that right in front of my paladin. So like I don't really care. But my problem is they're gonna be increasing damage by 30% while removing the ignore defense. And then they're gonna be adding, I think, 20% ignore defense instead of the whole 100%.
Yeah.
So there's still 20% ignore def, and then 30% bonus damage, as well as being able to slow down the target.
It's a buff for whales.
I think it's a buff.
It's a
yeah.
buff for whales. Yeah. Because it's the
So
same.
I
It's
think
the same way that like people were afraid of like that nerf to wizards,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But then increases like damage of gravity field by 60%.
Exactly.
It's a buff for whales, basically.
Especially like now I'm asking around, "Look, how much defense do you have? How much defense do you have?" And then they don't, because everyone's building glass cannons now.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like if you're non-competitive, you probably don't have Vit. You're probably running things like Raging Bloodlust for PvP or
Yeah.
something. You get what I mean? So when this patch rolls out, I feel like, they're going to be having more problems fighting
Mhm.
against paladins even more
Yeah.
compared to like the current patch that we have with the 100% ignore defense.
I think fighting against paladins is pretty straightforward if you know what to do. I've streamed Dimension, Dimension like against like double paladin teams with like one or no paladin on my team.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like for wizards, for example, right? It's like all I have to do is I just stack like three quagmires on the ground. I put down safety walls when I can, and then I stack gravity field on there, and I tell my team like, hey guys, stay in my gravity field. They stay in my gravity field, and like as soon as the paladins come in, it's like
Yeah,
they
there's two
can't.
paladins in Dimension Drill.
Yeah, and they can't kill us before they die because they're stepping on like 4 stacks of gravity field plus like snipers like wailing on them. And I think it's just like a matter of like, is paladin like a bit overtuned? Yes, but not as much as people think it is.
Exactly.
It's just that like if you're a sniper and you go up to a bruiser like a paladin, like a sacred paladin,
Exactly.
there's just no way that you ever thought that this
Exactly.
was gonna work in your favor, right? It's
Exactly.
like there's no game that like that's just allowed. Like and even if it is, it's like
Exactly.
if there's a game that a range like DPS can go up to a bruiser like that, they usually get nerfed because they're overtuned. The range DPS is overtuned. Yeah.
Exactly.
By the end of the day, it comes down to composition and strategy
Right.
and how to.
Yeah.
Everything have their own natural counters.
Counters, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why comp is so important, and like knowing your win conditions is so important. That's the major thing about it, really.
I was still hoping for that nerf, like just for the community as a whole. Because, like players, I mean, like hardcore players, competitive players will always adjust regardless, like regardless of nerfs or whatever. It's
Yeah.
the nerfs are usually for balance anyway,
Yeah.
like for the whole game. But I
Yeah.
was like worried about the casuals and about the players who are not like into the theory crafting and all of these things. Because I
Yeah.
kind of wanted to do make the game easier for them, because I'm guessing like maybe 98%, 95% of the
Yeah.
players are casuals,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah,
are
that's true.
free to play.
Yeah. I'll be honest though, it's like the paladins that I fought to were like were evidently more geared, more higher titles and all that. So I think, man, with this nerf, as long as I feel like if they nerf the damage on like Sakri by that much, I think as long as a wizard knows how to set up,
Exactly.
there's no way that paladin wins against a wizard now. I'll be honest with you. It's just rough because now it's like what do you do now, right? It's like if I'm a wizard, like I just have to stack like Quagmire safety wall and then like stack gravity fields, and like guess what? It's like if I stack Frank and Radic cards and the Tower Frog card and like I put like a cracked buckler on, like what damage
Exactly,
is a
yeah.
paladin gonna do to me? But I think that's
Right.
also like one of the main things that people don't recognize. It's like I've seen probably a lot of like wizards who decide to like, hey, I'm gonna wear Book of Lies. I was like, oh, no wonder you're getting wrecked by this paladin. Like, come on, man. It's like that Book of Lies, the extra damage that you get from that Book of Lies, it's not gonna be enough to offset that damage
Exactly.
that like cracked
Exactly.
buckler would give you, because like the neutral damage plus like the automatic Kyrie, it's just it should be a no-brainer, but a lot of people don't even know what their skills or their equipment does. But it's just easy to say like, Pally OP. Right? Like
Right.
Pallies are definitely a lot more cost effective. They definitely are like stronger than the average at the moment, but they're not as strong as people say they are. Right? It's a bit overblown.
Yeah, I was just
kind of
hoping
hard
for
to counter.
yeah.
If you don't know what you're doing, like if you're free to play, fully free play, it's hard to deal with it.
Mm.
For
You'll need to
if
you'll need
he's
to
like a
know more,
defender,
especially
yeah,
if
if
you
you're
are free
facing
to
like
play.
defenders, yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
But yeah.
So I'm thinking like with this if this patch actually rolls out like like during Odin Cup.
Mhm.
Hmm.
If
That will
it
tip the
does,
scales.
I mean, the paladins better adapt quickly to concentrate fierce, or else,
Yeah.
like they're gonna be a walking like CC bot, like trying to slow
Mm.
people down.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's just gonna be tough. Because like it's a buff to whales, yes, but at the same time,
Mm.
it's like if you're also up against another whale that just has more mitigation than you can like ignore, then you're also screwed
Right,
still.
right.
Yeah. It's like you probably don't care about like the people that you already gap because you're already like 1 to 2 shotting them. So this buff really, it's just more
Right,
damage,
right.
but like
Exactly.
not as much efficiency.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
What job does MG, Fatto, and DaBae play? JP
Hmm.
Monja is asking. I think MG plays blue. Blue job.
What's a blue job?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Damn. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Bro, it's a
okay.
family-friendly
I
stream,
was
bro.
gonna
Come on,
react
come
to
on
it,
now.
but I was like, I wonder who
God
else is gonna fall for this
damn
one, huh?
God damn it.
You tell
Alright, thank you
me.
guys.
You tell
Yeah,
me.
goodbye.
You tell me, Fatto. What is it, bro?
God damn it. Ay,
Damn, huh? From your own sister, go Fatto. Can you imagine?
God damn it.
Oh,
Look at the
God.
color, man.
Sorry, Fatto.
Color blue, man. God damn
Sorry,
it.
sorry.
It's all
Holy
stage,
shit.
guys. It's all stage.
It's all
Yeah.
Fatto and I,
It's all
Fatto and I
On
scripted
purpose,
that.
on
Yeah.
purpose, on
Yeah.
purpose.
Scripted, scripted.
Fatto and I practiced that before starting the podcast. That's why we
Yeah.
were late. We were talking about it before joining the Discord.
On how
I'm
to be.
disappointed in myself.
Oh god. Anyway,
Oh my God.
speaking of House not having a castle this Sunday, after
Mhm.
I was kidding. War of Imperium. How is War of Imperium right now? I know like Chin and Pata, you guys are
Ah,
in the
yeah.
same server, so how
Yeah,
is
yeah.
how is War of Imperium for you guys right now? I know there's some denial happening there.
Yeah, for us, like for us guys in house, it's just 20 minutes for us, because home is pretty
PD.
much babysitting us right now.
Yeah.
They're sending in top dogs. I mean, like no, well, they're sending in our own whales, like our house whales, alongside Mavis, alongside Mavis already,
Yeah.
and even I think even they send in sometimes to the Stephen Chow and others. So
Mhm.
now like we don't have any problems with Castle right now because
Mhm.
like we're home is taking like very good care of us, I think.
Yeah.
What do you think, Pato? I think that's what's happening with our house right now.
After all
God
you've
damn
done, huh?
it. Yeah.
So
Oh,
all I've been
good.
doing
Just
is actually
kidding.
just like making sure I'm not AFK. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll have perfect defense in 20 minutes.
Wait, so John is saying mana getting wrecked. So it's up to you guys if you want to speak on this, but I really want to hear about it. So what's the beef with mana? How did that start? And how did they get end up getting denied as much as they have?
I think Pato would, I don't know, like know more about this than me.
Let's go.
I know
So, yeah.
I know about some of it, but Fato's in home, so he'll probably know more about it than me.
I think because of the late beef on Mana. When Mana is owning the server, they tend to trash talk a lot, a
Mm.
lot.
Mm.
So when when we just will move to home, and then they meet in GL, Ouija versus Mana.
Mm-hmm.
Ouija lost, and then they trash talk Ouija, saying that Jatim, which is Ouija without parents.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh my
Oh.
and
god.
they said
Ooh,
that
okay.
the parents ran from Ouija to home because they cannot win. So it's all stemmed from there for us for
Oh.
Ouija. I don't know
Mm.
about home with them, but from Ouija perspective is that part.
So it was
And
Ouija and
some
Mana first.
sorry,
I mean, it started from Ouija and Mana first.
no, for home, I think they started a long time ago.
Oh,
Maybe
even
Yeah.
from
before.
before
Yeah.
before
They have history.
but I don't know about the history of that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, someone from Ouija actually cried
Oh,
when
really?
they
Really?
being called Jatim. Yeah.
Ooh. See that?
That's
I think
deep.
that it's like it doesn't matter how like sensitive somebody is being. I think as like if you're like a part of a community, if one of your guys like cries, or like girls or guys like cries for whatever reason, after like getting trash talked or harassed or whatever, it's like yeah, the trash talking party would be like, oh, you're so soft, but like your community, your whole guild is gonna be like, all right, who is it? Big bro is gonna be like stuffing up and like, yeah, point, who is it? Who did it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets personal. Like, doesn't it? Like, if somebody from your community, somebody that is part of your community,
Right, right.
and they get bullied to a certain degree where it crosses the line, I think everybody just kind of gets up in arms, and I think that was like a death knell for them in a way.
Mm.
Damn. So that's what
It's the
damn.
beef, bro.
That's the beef. I didn't even know that was it. I just know
I knew
that
there was beef, but I just didn't, like I don't
Yeah.
really look into these things.
yeah.
But I would understand, yeah, like if yeah, that could happen, yeah.
Yeah. That's actually pretty crazy.
Mm.
So after that, and this was they said that because like you guys had merged with Home for Odin Cup, right? That's
Mhm.
where it stems from.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
There's some people from home in your chats.
Yeah, I see
Oh,
it.
really?
Stop using
Oh.
webcam. Oh my
Hey,
god.
buddy, Lemon Squeezy is asking about the drama in Island 7.
The everyday drama on our server. The
Let's
thing
go,
is like,
Fatty. Let's go.
oh, for me, I don't know, man. It's
Yeah,
like
let's go.
I don't even have world chat open anymore because like it just evolved. It went from like friendly banter at the very very beginning of the server to just like ad hominem attacks. It's like people are bringing in like personal lives on there or something like that. People started getting doxxed and everything. I mean, like I'm a content creator, so I'm doxing myself already. But like the other people that
Mm.
would rather keep their stuff like private are getting doxxed like
Mm.
crazy. And I think it just stems from there. The drama in Isloot 7 really like our goal for Isloot 7 was kind of like how the other servers like were trying to do it, where we stated beforehand that we didn't really care about server drama because we were preparing for like cross server stuff and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think some people took offense to that as us being like arrogant instead of like us being clear about like our goals. Some people understood it completely, and those people have like joined us, right? For like the future Odin Cup, and then some people also took that like as an insult, and they got really offended by it.
What?
Right.
Yeah. So it's like people I have no history with. I have never met. I have never talked to in my life. Just like has this like deep seated hatred of us being like it's like, yeah, you guys are too regimental. It's like, and I think about it, it's like, bro, we're actually like pretty. If you compare us to like a competitive like World of Warcraft guild, like we're actually pretty casual. Even though like we're technically competitive in like this in this environment, right? So so we tried our best in the beginning to foster like good relationships with guilds, and some guilds just weren't having it, right? Because like I think the only interaction that we've had at that point in time was guild league. There wasn't even like War of Imperium. So it's like it's to us, it was like, yeah, it's kind of weird, it's kind of crazy how somebody could hate you so much off of like and we've only faced each other in guild league for like what 2 or 3 times, and we would never like trash talk even, because like we don't really encourage like trash talking in the guild, just because we like to keep it classy as much as possible. and we've actually kicked people who have like
Well,
gone too far with the trash talking. Yeah. So yeah, and
the tool for Dynasty.
yeah. So it's that, and
Trash talk your ass.
yeah. So I think at this point, like the whole to tackle the issue of like we were collecting whales for cross server. The thing is, like, we didn't even at that point in time, we didn't even have all, like, we didn't, like, 80% of the top 5 in our server weren't even in Dynasty. That's the thing. Like, that's the truth of it, right? So I think it was at that time where they had merged into like another guild, and I think they were spamming on. Somebody sent me a screenshot. Somebody was spamming on World Chat like, "Is 7 All Stars are coming. Dynasty and Little Fatty is shaking," something like that, right? Because like assuming that we were scared because they had obviously, like, they have the top whales in the server, right? So like, you know, they were saying that we should be scared because they're coming. I'm like, okay, that's whatever. I don't care about like all that drama. So like we just ignored it. We just prepared like we usually did. And the results were that they never won against us in Guilty. There was like, I think, a single fight where it was like very very close, but that was because we were like missing 2 people in our 40 squad. So, and we still managed to win that one. And I think the only thing that they won against us was a single TSA. And then after that, we adapted, and we, like, moving forward, like, we, like, you know, we kind of like optimized like the guild as a whole, and we ended up like winning all the other TSAs after that. And that was it. So it was very disappointing result for like for a so-called like all-star team. And I think that was like the deciding factor. It did become like a little bit too late because it was already at the end of like Odin Cup. But then some of the higher DP players in the server decided to join us because like they saw like our performance, despite being all that trash talk being spammed on World Chat saying that, you know, Izut 7 All Stars is coming, Dynasty, Little Fatty is shaking, all that trash talk, right? Like that was on like macro. It was just like all day, every day apparently. But I had my World Chat off, so so that was like, I didn't even see all that really until somebody took a screenshot of it. And I think towards the end of Odin Cup, you know, all the other high DP players and competitive players in the server were like, okay, I think the deciding factor for some of them that they told me personally is that post made by Solaria after our fight with Solaria on the Philippine Ragnarok like Origin Facebook group, where it was like, you know, I think it was like, the whole thing is like Spark's just a troll, right? It's like he's not actually like trying to offend you or like shit talk you just to shit talk you. He's doing it for hype, right? So Spark, yeah, it was Spark that did it. So like he posted all that stuff there, and then I think it got attention because the huge like deficit in like DP and like titles, and it was still like 102 points like difference or something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think the Guildmaster of Solaire, I think Germany, made like a post over there, like kind of like, you know, he was being really classy about it. He was like doing all like the complimenting us and everything. And I think he mentioned that, like, you know, like we were probably the tankiest Sun titles that he's ever faced,
Yeah.
something like that. And then I know for some, actually not just some, like quite a bit of people that ended up joining us after that. Said that after they saw that, and then, you know, they just expressed that, like, yeah, it's clear what the difference is in terms of like wanting to win and optimizing our characters, and that's what we ended up doing. And that's, you know, it was, yes, it is too late because it was at the end of the Odin Cup already, but you know, they wanted to join us because they, you know, they're anticipating server merges, they're anticipating like season 2 of Odin's Cup or whatever. And they just wanted to be with a group that wants to win for next time, right? Because like, you know, these people are spending a lot of their money, a lot of their time, and they want something to show for it. So yeah. So we didn't even have that, like those players for the qualifiers. If we did, then yeah, we'd probably have like a better chance to, you know. Yeah, it's the same thing with like Anonymous, right? MG. Yeah. Anonymous has like
Yeah, I think we have like a big chance on joining the maybe top 8 if if the like I'm not sure if I could call that like drama or something. Maybe the other nationalities on our guild just want to explore their their chances to build a super guild. We finished second place, second to Legends on the first round of the qualifiers, right?
Yeah, I saw that one.
Then
Yeah.
moving, yeah, we're actually second to Legends, and we have a big chance on taking. We have a big chance before the other guild merges to Legends, maybe if they have one.
Mhm.
But during the lineup on the first match, if we have the chance to face them, I think that we can at least make it close regarding the score.
Mhm.
But apparently, the other other members decided to form their own guild. So after the first round, moving to the second round was really hard for us because the transition of moving out multiple whales from anonymous to creating teletubbies during that time is it's really hard for us. I mean, yeah. Then on the last part, the last chance of qualifiers, they decided to move back to anonymous because they just realized that there's no fucking way that they can actually step in to the top 32 because of the scoring, right?
Yeah.
So they decided to move back to anonymous. Dynasty and anonymous is tied up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
then-
we are tied up. Yeah,
And then you ended up
And
facing
then-
Legends.
yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
yeah, apparently we have legends on our bracket, and it was really it was a really good fight with legends. I think I'm very satisfied for our what do you call this the guild league run because
Yeah.
we managed to lower down the score of legends down to 900,
Yeah.
considering that they're the best of the best during the bracket. So
Yeah, in the
900
bracket.
is pretty good for us. The rotation was really good on point as well. It's just we missed a couple of thermal paste on the All Baron. That's it. We only missed like one or two thermal wing. That's the very crucial part on the guild league during that time. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's still fun though. But War of Imperium, Islid 1, it's dead, bro.
It's oh gosh.
Yeah, it's dead. It's dead. Yeah, it's dead.
Yeah.
I think we have to shout out Zybro Sanchez.
Cybro
Mayari siya ng-
Sanchez.
No, he always,
Cyber
meron siyang manukan sa Cavite. No, he's the cousin of Mavis de la Rosa.
Oh
No,
my.
Zybro Sanchez.
Yeah.
I'm not updated with this one. Veling, are you updated with this?
What is?
Are you updated with the chicken farms of
Yeah,
Chin
man.
Valdes? Yeah, I'm not updated.
Vilink, Fatto, Zybro. If you guys don't know, you know when people are always spamming that in the Frontera 8 World chat because it happens every night. No, every time we have Guild Feast or Guild League or whatever, it's always in the World chat. No, either Zybro Sanchez or Mavis de la Rosa, and then now we have Vilink, Pinoy Pride. Then it's always and then we always have it Zybro Sanchez may-ari ng manukan sa may Cavite. Cavite is like it's like a city, right? Is Cavite a city?
Yeah.
It is.
It's
And then when we say manukan, it's like a chicken farm. so so that's
That's
so
why
they
he's
say
able
that's
to
where
wail
you-
so hard, bro.
that's why you're able to wail so hard.
He
Okay.
supplies all the chicken houses and the
Zybro is in Manila
Zybro is
now.
Manila. Yes.
Yeah, I heard
Let's go.
that you go to City of Dreams. Yeah, invite us next time. Yeah. Invite us next time when you go to the casino. Please invite us.
Yeah, just go. Yeah, he's in Makati right now. So if you guys want to head over,
And then we go City of Dreams after. Well, let's talk
Yeah.
about your chicken farm.
the city of dreams. Holy.
No, because I recently I met up with Buster, so he was telling me that Zybro does come visit the Philippines sometimes.
So,
Question is, Zyro, who are you visiting?
Who are you visiting in
Yeah.
the Philippines?
Frontera 8 Scandal.
It's
Okay.
time. It's time, bro. It's time.
Frontera 8
It's the
scandal.
juice.
Who is Zybro visiting in the Philippines?
Yeah.
Mystery girl. Reveal.
Change the title right now.
New hot topic.
That's gonna be
Sorry,
He's
bro.
visiting
They're saying
Matis
fun
tomorrow.
party to come to Manila.
This chicken's fun fatty to come to Manila. Oh, hey, I'd love to go to Manila
Doing
for the room meetup. Uh,
Aren't you going to Philippines,
yeah.
Fatty, next year?
Next, well, I think there's supposed to be like this meetup in Manila, but I'm like, bro, that's an expensive plane ticket out of my phone.
Nah.
Mm.
You can handle it, bro.
But I'm like, man, it's like,
Handle
you
it
know how
for
much
sure.
nyans that is? I could just.
Oh no.
Fuck.
Nyan's
Oh no.
over
Oh
going
my!
here.
So
Oh,
I told
no.
Medea, it's like, yeah, I'll go if you sponsor me. If Rue sponsors me, I'll go. But like, bro, like you're trying to make me spend that money. You know how much nyans that is? Like, I could bid for an MVP card at that rate. Like,
Yeah, true.
like include 7 rates, I could probably bid for 2 MVP cards. Are you kidding me?
Look, Zybro's going to Newport. He says we're gonna play ROO, but really, it's really gonna be casino.
Yeah.
Bro, okay, who's teaching
ROO in real
Cypher?
life. I think it's real life ROO.
He goes patay. Oh shoot, patay means dead. Oh man.
Oh,
But yeah, so for the most part, War of Imperium, alive and well, I guess in Frontera 8, unless they just stop deciding to do War of Imperium.
No, I think it's
Um,
still pretty fun naman recently. It's just that I think Home has been defending us
mhm,
because Man has been trying to attack us too.
mhm.
All right. So I think, but otherwise, they normally naman Home wouldn't really interfere, and we're able to fend for ourselves naman. It's just that we can't fight Mana. Like House
Yeah,
is
yeah.
just House is a pretty casual guild. It's
Mhm.
not very competitive. We don't have like big requirements or anything. We just need you to be not toxic.
Yeah.
No, and then you can come join us in house. But when like another
Yeah.
strong guild, like Mana is not a pushover also in Frontera 8. So if they're gonna be attacking
Yeah, they're
us,
strong.
so yeah, so that's when they
Hmm.
send in sila Mavis. No, they come over to defend. And our whales are Citan and Eskyl, no, who were from House naman before Odin Cup, no, and then they joined Home for Odin Cup. So
Yeah.
they come defend us then
Mm.
against Mana. But if it's other guilds naman, I think that's what's been happening with War of Imperium for us. Because for an entire month, House didn't have a castle then. We only had the castle first
Yeah.
week of War of Imperium. Second week of War of Imperium, we didn't have a castle anymore.
Mm.
And then that went on for like an entire month.
Jesus.
wow.
Diba? So
Yeah.
so it's pretty then it gets pretty rough also.
Yeah. For Islude 7, actually, Jam, Linky, I'm gonna give this one to you guys. You guys can describe it, because if it comes from my mouth, it's gonna sound like bullshit. Wait,
What?
give me 1 sec while they explain it. So that way I can't listen. I'll be right back. Give me like 5 seconds. Alright, guys.
2.
It's time. Go, go, go.
Home bug abuse. Home na bug abuse. Says Zybro. Bug abuse root na rock. You know what Zybro, you know what we call you? We call you like the super tower defense. Like you just place a Zybro in the middle of sun and moon, or in the middle of moon and star, and then it's tower defense.
How to take down the cyber?
Yeah, how to take down Zybro? I think you need to throw 20 Asuras at Zybro to kill his sniper. I think.
Yeah.
Like Zybro is just a super tank.
Full tank sniper.
Yeah, he's a tank sniper.
You see a sniper just walking
He's
around.
RG before RG.
Yeah.
You guys actually wait for me?
Yeah, we did.
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're gonna continue. I had to turn off the oven before I burned down my house.
It's fine. You're going to Philippines, right?
No. Yeah, so I'll give this one to Linky and Jam, since they're both in Isud 7.
What is this about WoW?
Yeah, yeah. Like how would you describe the War of Imperium scene right now in Isud 7?
Right now, because I haven't been playing Rue, to be honest. But from my previous experiences playing for Dynasty 3, third guild of Dynasty. It's been so good. Like Patty is taking care of the whole community from Dynasty, Dynasty 2, and Dynasty 3. So when Star the Star Guild attack us, he just sends a lot of people to back us up, then help us clear the Star Guild, then help us retain the castle. Then yeah, that's all I can say. But yeah, Fatty is always helping us if we need help, and he also tries to help other guilds, not only Dynasty and Dynasty 2 and Dynasty 3. If other guilds ask for, hey, can you help us get this castle? Fatty will try his best to help those guys get the castle. That's for me.
Fatty the hero. Damn.
Yeah.
I think it's just like
That is just donating castles in
Because
Island 7.
yeah, because in Islud 1, if you say, can you help us defend this or get this, the question is how much. That's the question. in Islud
oh, see,
1.
I've been doing it wrong. I need to make this a
Yeah,
business.
yeah.
Okay. I
Yeah,
just start
yeah.
selling castles.
Yeah,
No, I
that's a
think it's
question.
I think for us it's like we have 3 guilds, right? So D1, the Dynasty main is like the competitive side of Dynasty. And D2 is like semi-comp people, like like people that can't always make like events and all that. And then D3 is like community/casual guild. So the goal there is to basically have branches to cater to different people's like playstyles, like people that want to be part of Dynasty but just that are casual or non-competitive. They can go in they can stay in D3, and just because like by being a part of like the Dynasty community, then yeah, we would always like help them out. Same thing with D2. Usually D2 doesn't really need our help, but when they're getting attacked by like the top guilds as well in the server, then they might need some assistance as well. So that's when we help them out, and that's where like the other guilds that we're friendly with. I think the people that and again, it's such a weird like hatred towards Dynasty because like we never really, as for the most part, like we didn't really talk any like leaderships or anything, right? So the thing is like for us, it's the people that hate us have made a very clear distinction of who hates us and who is friendly with us. So in my head, it was like I'm like, okay, it's like who am I gonna help? The people that hate us or the people that like are like friendly with us and are being
Exactly,
reasonable?
of course.
Yeah, so it's like obviously I'm just gonna help the people that are friendly with us, right? So because like at the end of the day, it's like the people that hate us for like no reason. Like first of all, it's like there's no having a conversation with these guys because they hate you just to hate you, and then at the same time, like these people that are actually friendly with you are actually like just being reasonable and despite all the propaganda that's being like spammed on world chat, they just like they're still aware, they still know that like hey, nobody's actually gonna fall for that, I hope. So we help them out because at the end of the day, it's if the rest of like the server doesn't want to be united when fighting like all the cross server like events, then at the very least like we'll help out the people that will, right? So it's a very easy choice for us. It's not a choice that we made ourselves. It's kind of like a choice that they made for us because like it's like I don't know you, why do you hate me? I've never met you before.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
Keep hating and keep being homeless.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say all that, but yeah. Yeah, but that's basically the WoW scene, and I think the meme right now is there's this legend in Islud 7. This guy's like his name is War God. He comes from a guild called Milkshake.
War God.
Yeah, and the chant on World Chat usually is my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and it's like instead of them, right? He puts War God, they're better than yours, something like that. Because like every time we try to push the defenses of like Star, like we're not really trying to take the castle for ourselves, right? And all of a sudden like War God out of nowhere just like comes out of nowhere and just like starts hitting the and eventually ends up taking the castle. It's always him. It's not even Milkshake as a guild. It's just him. He just sneaks in there and takes the castle for himself. I'm like, what the? It's like twice in a row now. The past like week. Oh, this guy is actual. He's actually a war god. I
I'm
don't
getting
know, man.
attacked, guys. Help!
He's the actual imposter in Among Us.
He does it alone. He does it alone.
Yeah.
Like he attacks the castle alone.
Yeah. Well, while we're pushing the Star Guild, the All Star Guild, he sneaks in there, and like he waits for like I guess the best opportunity to take the castle, and he just goes for it, and he takes the castle.
It reminds me of
Alone,
like
single-handedly.
classic Ragnarok. Yeah,
Mhm,
reminds me of the classic Ragnarok.
Mm.
Like troll breakers everywhere. You know, it's actually good.
Somebody like copy pasting. Home is a professional esports guild of the Philippines for Ragnarok Origin, led by Mavis De La Rosa and Zybro Sanchez that owns chicken farms in Cavite. With their charisma, baby, our Pinoy pride, Velink. Oh no!
Let's go, Billy.
Oh god!
That's Fatto de la Cruz.
Pato de la
De
Cruz.
La Cruz.
I'm getting attacked. Help!
I need to
In
copy
the
paste.
chat. Help!
Let me just copy this and send it over to Fatto because I feel like this should be a permanent copy pasta, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's every night of Frontera 8 World Chat. It's usually full of those.
Yeah.
Every night.
Well, at least it's full of like jokes and all. In
It's
Islood
usually
one,
like-
it's more on selling TON run 1k USD full 30 runs.
Hmm.
I think Fatto also sells runs. Do you sell runs, Fatto?
No,
No,
never.
for Nightmare Temple.
Oh,
No, never. I offer
Also
it for
busting,
free.
Yeah. Fatto offers it for free.
Sometimes he gets forced into it. Remember that last night? Guys, chill stream today, okay?
I
Not
paid
fake.
people to run. No, PBP paid me for him to run. I don't know.
yeah.
VVP paid you so that he can do runs with you.
Yeah.
He's a big fan.
Yeah.
He's a big.
Oh,
He's a big
that's a
Velink fan,
different
bro.
thing, bro. That's a different thing. Oh,
Anya,
Imperius is
Anya
watching.
Moore has been Anya Moore has been trying to bribe me. He said he told me I should come to home because I will receive weekly salary of 50,000 yans per week. Is that true, Fato? Do you receive 50,000 yans per week from
No,
home?
where's my
Oh, you
where's
need to
my
start- you need to start
50,000?
charging.
What's there?
50k.
That's what
yan.
Anya Moore
That's
said.
about-
Like, he's been trying to bribe me to join home.
Anya Moore will.
Anya Moore.
Yeah, Anya Moore will. I think
Anya.
Anya Moore gets 100k yans a week, I think, from home as salary.
Wow.
Speaking of like salary, there was actually somebody in our server apparently. They wouldn't tell me his name, but they're telling me that they're trying to poach our whales as well by bribing them with a weekly salary of nyans. I was like, oh, I'm like, bro, take that. And if they stop paying you, just come back, fucking just take it. Like, like, what are you doing right now? That's free nyans. There's no order cup right now. Just take it.
Yeah, that's what I heard also. No, Anya Moore said the salary is coming from Fatto. Okay. So that's why
God
that's
damn
why.
it. That's fake.
Yeah.
That's why he's not
That's
getting
fake.
on giving it out.
And he says, "Hey, where's the mana guy from the podcast?" Tegalas, I think was the guest for the podcast we did with Mana. Yeah, I mean, my conversations with Tegalas was actually pretty good. But of course, I'm not in Frontera 8, so I don't know how toxic you guys were over there. But yeah, speaking of which, okay, so we're actually we're right about at the 45. Actually, we're past the 45-minute mark. So we're actually at this point in I guess we've just been having a lot of fun, I guess.
Yeah. What you call chill podcast.
Yeah, it's a chill. my goal here was to like not extend it too long so that I don't take up too much of your guys' time. But I think we got carried away with the conversation and we went past
The
the
drama.
schedule, yeah. So and at this point in time in the podcast, I actually wanted to discuss like one of the more trending topics right now in the gaming in the gaming scene as a whole, right? It's because we're trying to tackle not just the root topics but also like the trending topics and other games and all that. And speaking of which, one of the top trending ones lately, especially in YouTube gaming, is have you guys heard of a game called Throne and Liberty?
Yeah,
Mm.
Haven't heard.
one of the most
Nope.
anticipated
I haven't heard.
MMO, but turns out it's
Yeah,
What's that?
yeah. It's a Throne. So
Throne- oh,
Throne and Liberty was made by the same guys who made Lineage. So there was a lot of
Yeah.
hype
Oh,
going into
Lineage.
it. Yeah. So there was a lot of hype going into it, and then like because like I was actually one of the people that was really hyped for it because like I usually for streams I usually play one PC game and one mobile game, right? So Rue is my mobile game. So Rue is my competitive game, and then like I was planning on playing Throne and Liberty as like a PC game with a just like in a casual whatever casual means. So I was really hyped for it, and then the video came out, and what happened was, it looked like a mobile game basically. So the combat, there was auto combat, there's auto everything, and then the combat was pretty clunky as well. It's like if you're running, you can't perform any attacks. So like anytime you're like auto attacking or using a skill, you're stuck in place.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Basically, you're a sitting duck.
yeah, you're like a sitting duck, right? It's like there's no mobility, and it looked really bad. And I actually pulled up a video for us here in advance, and I'll just pull it up on Discord here. I put a timestamp on it. There we go. So let me pull it up on screen here for people watching the stream. But just so we know more news outside of the Roo sphere. So this is like a
Hi guys, I'm Don Gaming, and today I want to talk about one of the hottest strategy PC games you can play today.
okay. So let's skip that. How do I? Hold on. How do I even pull this up as full screen? Can I?
Died.
Okay, there we go. How do I make this full screen? Back to video. Oh, there we go. So like this is basically what the combat looks like.
The combat in Throne and
Yeah, it could compare it to like an old school game in like RuneScape, where you couldn't where you could move while attacking. So like if you're moving, you can attack, right? Like he has to stop before he can like cast anything. So it was like very bad. And then what the devs actually ended up doing was they revamped everything in a very rare occurrence where devs listen to their player base. I think I think at this point, I think if you're a dev, like you kind of have to listen, right? Because if you don't, like your game's dead before it's dead on arrival. So
Exactly.
once I figure out how to work this thing, okay. So that, and I think let me just end that, leave activity, and then I'll link it into an activity again here. As soon as Discord stops lagging me out, there we go. Join. You guys can leave that activity, by the way, so I can close it. There you go. Okay. So this next video that I'm going to show is going to be what the combat looks like now. So like from that whole clunky bit, it's a 17-second clip. So, but right now they made it from like that unplayable clunky mess into like something more acceptable now. Like now you can move as you cast skills, and it looks like a completely different game compared to before.
Wow.
It's like BDO.
Yeah. I think they were going
It's
for like
becoming
kind of,
action RPG.
yeah. Well, that was supposed to be the play, right? That was supposed to be like what it was all about, and then they kind of just like presented this like mobile game mess kind of, and then everybody was just like, okay, like nobody, like everybody like was basically bashing it. Everybody was just like, okay, I guess I'm just never gonna play it. We actually had a whole community of people who wanted to play it, but when they saw the initial like beta testing, they were like, okay, everybody just left. Like we're not gonna play this like shit game.
Yeah.
On to the next one. So
I mean, I think
Rest in
Fatty,
peace if they haven't even.
they've been developing it for years now. So releasing
mhm,
a combat like that is, I mean, of course,
yeah.
definitely it's gonna be a really bad thing
Outdated.
for
Yeah. So it's definitely it's really bad because like it's been in development hell for like what is it, like a decade now, almost a decade now.
7
Really?
years.
So yeah, 7 years, like almost a decade in like in development hell, and that when that was all they had to show for. Besides like when the trailer looked so good, that's why everybody was so hyped. Everybody was just like, yeah, we're not playing this game. This is gonna be another scam. And I think like we're at this point in like the genre. I believe that everybody's so jaded now. It's like
right.
yeah. So like if something looks good, people are hopeful. But like at any sign of it looking bad or it looking like a whole mess, people just give up on the game.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and rightfully so. I think it's just right because if you heard about the whole news about like have you heard of Baldur's Gate 3?
Oh,
Baldur's-
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah. So
The,
that
the bear keg meta.
yeah.
The
So-
bear keg, yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is like I think Baldur's Gate sets the bar now for like AAA games, especially, and not just for AAA games, but it also kind of showed like people who also play like MMORPGs that like, hey, if a developer actually cares and actually wants to give you a good game, this is actually what it could look like. So I think now
Right,
people
right.
are more like now it's up to like I feel bad for like the devs at like Ashes of Creation or something like that, or like those other games in the future, right? Because like now they're gonna be held at that highest standard, and if anything looks off at all, people are just gonna drop the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually true.
So yeah, so it's actually good. It's bad for like the developers. It's good for us because then they have more more of a push to release like actual good games.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
It's actually game of the year. Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the game of the year. And considering the lore of Baldur's Gate, like it started from I believe the first one is I'm not sure if Baldur's Gate 1, Neverwinter, Icewind Dale 1 and 2. Yeah, from there it snowballed to Baldur's Gate 2, then 3 right now. Then a lot of CRPGs, which is a classic role-playing game, pops up. So I think more of the the developers right now are trying to explore the CRPG genre right now.
Mhm.
So that's actually good. More flavors in our gaming. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, a lot of games are being revived right now, like old games, making them similar to the old ones
Yeah.
and adapting to the new meta of how people play. Like,
Exactly.
I have a game called Grand Fantasia. They're trying to revamp it.
Ah,
They're trying to revive it as much as they can, like
Yeah.
for the 10th, 5th time now.
Well, to be fair, there's a lot of MMORPGs out there that's really good, but the only thing that they lack is like marketing. Like for example, Traha. I think Traha is
Yeah.
one of Traha right now is for me before entering Ragnarok Origins is actually one of the best for me because again it eliminates the gap between the free to play players plus the whale.
Mhm.
So it's more on technicalities about strategies, right? So it's more on build composition and class composition as well in order for you to take out like 200 players.
Mm.
Those type of games right now for me should be marketed by other people, other companies as
Yeah.
well, because again it's right now, to be honest, if you're gonna play Ragnarok Origins right now, you should be expecting, if you cannot spend that much, don't expect that you can win versus whales, You know, you need to set
Exactly. Yeah.
that mindset before entering one game.
Like
Yeah.
realistic
You manage
Yeah.
expectations.
expectations.
Yeah, because majority of the haters or
Mm.
those people doesn't agree with some streamers. They cannot accept that they buff Paladin too much, where in fact they're spending money on it, right? So
Yeah.
if you're spending like 1,000 and they spend like 200,000, so what do you expect? You have a chance to win? Of
Mhm.
course, there's a small chance to win.
Yeah.
Mm.
So setting of expectations on a MMORPG is actually one of the things that you should consider on choosing an MMO. It doesn't mean that it's a hype right now. You can play it
Mhm.
for a long time. Remember just always remember your ability to spend versus the what their ability to spend. So you need to measure that up always.
Yeah.
So I think being a competitive player as well, um, you should know those basic things before entering on specific games. Because again, you can everyone can say that I'm a competitive player. We are
Right.
competitive,
Right. Exactly.
but
Mhm.
the end of the day, on the mid part of the game, dude,
Mm.
this game sucks because this is a
You-
whale game,
Yeah.
where in fact
You
you
knew
should
that going into
you
this.
should have your
Yeah.
research first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it always comes down to how competitive your wallet is. That's the basis of
yeah,
that.
yeah. But
Yeah.
for me, being competitive is not only spending or doing the strats, but choosing the right game for your community, or choosing the right game for your guild.
Mhm.
If your
Mm.
guild has
Yeah.
has the ability to spend, by all means, you can go and fight the best of the best guilds.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if your guild is really good but doesn't have the ability to spend that much, I mean,
Mm.
you should know your bracket, or you should
Right.
know
Right.
where
Yeah.
you can shine. So yeah, setting expectation on games is one of the best that you need to consider in choosing games.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's you guys' thoughts on that, Chin, Fatto?
Yeah. At the same time, like for me, no, yung sabi kanina nga, like to manage expectations. That's if you fail to do that, kasi that's when you start crying about it. Eh. That's when you start
Yeah.
complaining, etc. But if you already knew these things from the start, like I was like telling my viewers, no, in every game that I played, I was always playing assassin. Now this is the first time where I never played, or where I'm not
Yeah,
playing
true.
assassin.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Because from the start, I did my research before starting the game. Oh, it's actually pretty hard to play competitively if you're not going to be spending on assassin. Like the equipment is so expensive to build, the cards are very
Yeah.
expensive to get. So I was thinking, okay, like maybe since I still want to, like, I really enjoy PvP in every game. Like if, like I mean, even in the old Ragnarok, no, my favorite was Champ because I was always in the PvP rooms, and I still am. No, here in Front Eight. No, this time as a paladin, I'm every day in the PvP rooms waiting for someone to fight. No, and no, because that's where I learn. Also, like that's where I learn from
Yeah.
my peers, like from other paladins that I've been fighting, and then from other jobs also that I've been fighting. Then
Mhm.
then they teach me. No, like they teach me, and then I learn. I'm able to adapt it later on, like to Guild League or to War of Imperium or wherever. No, so you also learn, and then I enjoy that part of the game. And then now I have this community of players who are PvP enthusiasts who are not exactly whales. No, you get what I mean? They're not whales. They're a lot of them are free to play, but they love PvP. But that we already also accept that we're never gonna be winning against an assassin also who's already spent how many thousands or even millions of pesos already on the
Not when somebody
game.
can one shot you from stealth. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, exactly. Like if
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk into like VBP, he'll just hit me with an SD worth like what 1M or
Yeah.
800k or something. Like even if I'm a paladin, I'm still gonna lose to that, right?
Yeah.
So mechanics goes out the window. But but since we already knew that like from the start, I'm not gonna say this game sucks
Yeah.
because I already knew that before
Yeah.
picking up the game,
Yeah.
before starting off as a. And I started the game like already knew that I was gonna go paladin. I started off with Lord Knight then, no, like hoping that the Crusader class would come
Mhm.
later on. No,
Mhm.
because I already did my research. Like I already started watching everyone's videos, no, from the Taiwan servers, Korea servers, whatever. But ayun, yun lang naman, no? Because people kasi don't understand that part. No, like just as MG said, no, if you're gonna be competitive, nga, you're not gonna be in the lower bracket guilds, right? You're gonna want to join
Yeah.
the major spender guilds because, and
Yeah.
also like these people spending on the game, they're not just throwing money at it. No, they need to learn what they're spending on. Otherwise, they're just wasting their
Yeah.
own money. You get
Yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
I've seen
They're
people
not
who
gonna
spend
throw.
a lot on pets and wonder why they're weak.
Yeah,
That's a prime
You get what I
example.
mean?
Yeah.
yeah.
Kumbaga, may
we have
ganun eh.
we
Like,
have those
you need to
cases,
know.
right?
A
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
cases, yeah.
exactly.
I think I can probably count on one hand the amount of people that are pissed off by saying not to buy the fire, the Fire Lord pet.
Our Lord?
But yeah, when
Ah.
I killed him, it's a waste of money. They're like, don't buy it, don't buy it. But they bought it anyway. Now they don't even use it anymore. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I think it's just a realistic outlook on like what you're trying to do. I think
Yeah, exactly.
you're going into a mobile game. Anytime you go into a mobile game, you should always assume that it's going to be
Yeah.
pay to win, and that you know that what you're getting into, right? It feels good when you're when you're able to beat people that spent more, but at the same time, once you get stat checked by somebody who spent to a degree that you just can't
Exactly.
adapt to it, you shouldn't be surprised or mad either. It's just like, well, that's just how it is. It's like
Yep.
you can still try to make it as like as close of a fight that you possibly can, or sometimes potentially even beat them. But if you get to that like threshold where it's just a pure stat check and mathematically you just can't kill them, then you kind of have to have realistic expectations. And at the very least, at least
Exactly.
our saving grace is probably this game mode called War of Moon Chasers. I played it in NA a few days ago, and it's basically it's like a pick and ban kind of like 5v5 where everybody has preset gear, preset skills. So the way that it works is you ban one class and then you pick a certain class. So every season the set skills that all classes have changes. So like this season, let's say like Sage, this season they might have like their bolt skills, right? And they might be able to like be the main like DPS output. That's the meta right now in War of Moon Chasers and NA is SBK and Sage bolts. So let's say that, but next season, let's say like they remove bolts from Sage, and Sage becomes a pure utility class.
Utility.
Yeah. So now like the next season is now a whole different meta, and you have to figure that out as a 5-man. And and everybody needs to figure that out as they get into the the actual tournament. I think it's Loki's or Thor's tournament or something like that. And that's the saving grace when it comes to like the free to play, that you actually have a game mode that will have a tournament that is going to be even geared. So it's all about your it's all about your individual skill, and it's all about your teamwork at that point. So yeah, that's something that we can look forward to in Root at the very least. But like in terms of like mobile games, always set a realistic expectation for yourself. Unless you're
Exactly.
Fatto, of course, then you're just one of the whales, and
Hey. Hey. God damn it.
Name drop.
No, but you'd be surprised, like how, like even the whales, because they do spend money on the game, they really look into the mechanics. They want to know what they're gonna be spending on. No,
Yeah.
you get what I mean? And then that's where they dump all their money, right? You get what? But kumbaga they have the resources for that. But
That's true.
I would definitely believe then that compared to some of the whales might even know a lot more than a lot of the free to play, when the free to play players are supposed to be the ones who know more so that they're able to keep up in the game.
Max, yeah.
Because like whales
Yeah.
will just do whatever.
Yeah.
And then they'll be kings of the world, or the world of ROO at least. So technically the free to play needs to know more about the game to be able to like kahit papano, like to be able to compete. Pero
Catch up.
but you'd be surprised how lazy a lot of, because and then we talked about this off stream, you remember? Because
Yeah.
a lot of people are just really just casuals. No,
Yeah.
they're not gonna do theory crafting and all of these things.
Mhm.
Whereas I meet and talk to some of the whales, and they do theory crafting.
Yeah.
They do study these things, and they do min max these things then. Kasi
Yeah.
syempre they're spending. No, you get what I mean? Kumbaga they put some value into the game.
Yeah. And
Exactly.
yeah. Jam, go ahead.
No.
No. All right, Linky.
No.
Expectations when it comes to mobile and PC games.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, Basically just the same like what you guys said. When you're playing mobile games, especially if it's an MMO,
Mm-mm.
expect that it's gonna be pay to win. Well,
Mm-mm.
technically it's the same with PC games, MMO. It's gonna be pay to win. But some games like Lost Ark. If you guys are familiar with Lost Ark, it's
Yeah. Lost Art.
Yeah.
I've played that game for a while. It's a very good game for me. It's not really punishing for actually it's quite punishing for free to play players since
Mm-mm.
you're gonna be playing a lot of alternate accounts, alternate characters to sustain your main character. But when
Mm-mm.
it comes to PvP, it's quite balanced since regardless of how much money you spend on Lost Ark, when you enter PvP, it's gonna be uh, back to zero.
Same year.
So
Yeah, fixed
Yeah.
stats.
yeah,
Yeah.
same tier. It's gonna be
Yeah.
on the same tier as
Mm-mm.
free to play. So it will matter
It's all on mechanic.
only on the skill.
Yeah.
One thing I hate about Lost Ark is there's gonna be a lot of gatekeepers on that
Mm.
game. So
Oh,
yeah, since they also
I
have
haven't tried.
uh, they also have card systems. Like if you complete Light of Salvation, it gives like I think 7% more damage or something like that to Legion commanders.
Mm.
Mm.
If you don't have the complete set of Light of Salvation, they won't let you join the raid. So that's
Oh, that's true.
that's a bummer
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
enjoying raids.
Yeah. But like yeah, I think like Lost Ark does have its own like one of the reasons why I quit Lost Ark is because of the like, kind of like the bigger pay to win mechanics that they end up having. Because like for me, it's if I play a mobile game, I go into it with the expectation that like yeah, it's gonna be pay to win, right? There's gonna be people that are just gonna stat check me because I prefer not to spend really in mobile games if I can help it. Unless it's like maybe like really good aesthetics. And then PC games, I fully expect my PC games to to have like yeah, maybe there might be some slight pay to win there, but nothing too egregious where it's like a complete stat check. I think a good example of that is Black Desert Online, or like people you have a choice as a whale to whale out, but everything that you get in the game is achievable by free to play. And at a certain point in time, whaling on the game gives you this diminishing returns where you could spend like $1,000 on it and then somebody can grind for like an hour and a half and just get what you just got in terms of like silver, right? So that type of like deal I don't mind. And I think the mobile version of Black Desert actually has even PvP modes.
Yeah, it's actually
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, because I remember
Very
I
good.
played it for a very long time. I think I played it for like close to 2 years.
The
maybe.
mobile version.
The mobile version, yeah.
Mhm.
So, and I think MG, you played it too, right? In C. I
Yeah,
played it in NA.
competitively. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's just something that like I feel caters a lot to like free to play players. If Rue manages to like do that for War of Moon Chasers and make it like good and make it serviceable for like free to play, I think the game has a better future, right? Because like no matter how
Right.
much people complain about pay to win in Rue, if there's a fair gameplay mode, then and you're still doing bad at that, then maybe
Yeah.
Escalation.
maybe you're the problem. I don't know.
Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they can just put a cap on PvP setting, like
Mm-mm.
maximum 500 DP for example, only.
Yeah.
Or your maximum PvP reduction will be like 2,000 or 2,500.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that would make more sense than
Yeah.
struggling to balance every single class that
Mm-mm.
isn't going to balance whatever you do.
Yeah.
So best case scenario, you just put a cap on it during PvP scenarios.
Yeah. I think even like not so hard pay to win games like Black Desert does a really good job at that. They have these these territory wars called node wars. So like certain nodes are separated into different tiers. So tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, right? For example. basically every tier is capped to how much like attack power and defense power you get from your gear. It gets balanced, right, to a certain maximum. And I think it's good because number one, it sets a low bar for people to be able to enjoy that content in the game without having to grind for like 6 months, like 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
And number two, it also makes it really good because like now, just like each one having its own meta. So let's say like you're a guild full of casuals, right? Yeah, like you don't really want to grind 10 hours a day for like months on end.
Right.
So nor do you have the time. So if you have that like as a guild, you can still enjoy the node war as a whole guild of like just a bunch of casual players, and still know that you're facing up against people that are similar stats as you, and then you can work from there. Right, and it makes people more invested. It's like, oh, I know we're casual, but like we were so close to winning that one. It's like I wonder if we just did this and we could win, right? And it's like it's engaging. And I think the main thing though about like PC games compared to like mobile games, like you're limited to a certain degree, and then for PC games, I think the main thing that people really want, and I think like one of the reasons why Ashes of Creation is being very touted as like the next big thing, is because like people want a PC game where the game world actually feels alive, and they actually care about the game. Yeah, because if you go to like Rue, if you go to like Black Desert, I ask you, okay, you played these games, all right, so what's the story? You probably have no idea unless you like watch like a YouTube video of somebody explaining it, and then that's the thing. It's like people like there's a lot of people that just want to play a game that they cared about. The same thing with like Ragnarok Online. It's like Ragnarok Online, RO1 was like story was not existent, right? But like the world at the very least like felt alive because like the background music, because like the people that you played with, the people hanging out in the cities. And then eventually, like, when when they introduced like characters that actually mattered, or people cared about, like the you guys remember the lighthouse and the biolabs, the phantoms in there. It's like people didn't really care about like all the other mobs, but once they introduced those mobs and they put a backstory behind it and how they became who they were, and how they were like legendary, like like characters of like their classes, and they got experimented on, then people started caring more about those, and I think that's like something that you need to be able to learn how to build if you're gonna go to so we're actually reaching towards the end of the podcast here. I think we should go to like the finishing remarks, because I don't want to keep everybody too late here, because it's almost morning for you guys. Like 2 minutes away from more. For some of you, I mean. Sorry.
Yeah. It's like 7 p.m.
So if you guys have any closing statements at all, or are there like comments that you want to pick off from the comment section? That is Shin
Danny is killing me.
related to Daniel Padilla?
And actually, I want to like pick out one lang. There was this one basher kanina who was telling me, "Na I'm trying so hard though to defend paladins." I don't get where they get that. No, I don't understand. I never ever said that paladins are not OP. I always tell you guys that paladins are OP. A nerf is warranted, if any. I have no idea where you bashers are getting that from. I did not delete any stream, and for what it's worth, I am making money from my videos and my live streams, so I would not be deleting those anytime soon. And for your information, ROO does pay me a hefty sum for those live streams, so I won't be deleting those. So please let me know, where did I say that paladins are not OP?
Yeah.
I never said that ever.
Yeah.
So I don't know where you guys are getting that from. And so I just saw one basher kanina like talking about that.
So I think the whole thing about that is that it's very, we discussed it earlier too, right? It's very easy to just like have a cop out, just be like, oh, I lost because like they have 2 paladins, we have 1.
Yeah.
It's like, and then I counter with like, okay, it's like I went up against 2 paladins, we have 0 paladins, and those paladins have like higher titles than me, and obviously like with how they just two tap my sniper, they're pretty geared as well. So how come we won? It's like maybe you need to figure out how to at the very least, like before you start complaining, try to figure out how you can actually, what are your win conditions and how can you actually beat these classes, and if there's a counter to those classes, right? Before you start just throwing the because it's so easy to have a cop out. It's so easy to say like, yeah, paladins are so OP. Yes, they are, but that doesn't mean you couldn't have won if you were good. That I know that's gonna offend some people, but that's just the truth, right? If you were good, if you were any better, then you probably would have won. You might have had a chance to win, or maybe it would have been a closer match. Right?
Actually, here Pengu has like a pretty solid point. I think he says to them, telling them that paladins can be countered is like saying paladin is not OP. I think that's what
Yeah.
happened because I watched that. That video that I uploaded about biochems. I watched it like 3 times na rin. And then si Grizz was also telling me that he watched it several times. We were just trying to find where did I say that paladins were not OP. So I didn't. No, I'm a paladin user and I just tell you guys or just try to share how I die as a paladin then. And what beats me as a paladin. So yun lang. I never said that it was not OP. It's still gonna kill you guys.
Yeah.
No, I still do 1-shot and 2-shot people in PvP all the time. Pero I just don't know where did I ever say that paladins were not OP. And
I think it's
Fatty
people
just shared.
being defensive.
Yeah. Fatty also shared some information earlier how wizards can also fight paladins, and you can, but paladins are still gonna fight wizards pa rin. Okay, it's still gonna kill wizards and vice versa. It's just that you can fight it. It's not like you're gonna see a paladin and you're just gonna stand there. No, you're gonna try to win pa
No.
rin, regardless
Yeah.
of what job you're
Yeah.
using.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yun lang naman eh.
Yeah, by the
Kasi
end of the day,
it's all bachelor
definition of
kid.
OP is different naman.
Yeah.
The definition of OP is different. Like
Yeah.
OP is like you need
What's-
two or more people to kill it by the
What's
end of
the-
the day.
What's behind
Right.
my Kenny, what's behind my divider? You mean the
Yeah, I mean,
partition? Hold on,
Kenny's being so funny, bro. Like, been laughing.
don't listen to
secretly.
him, bro. He's a fucking troll. Anytime he loses his lane in Dota, he's like, "Oh, I have 300 ping." Alright, hold on. Let me open. There's nothing there. Like, I don't know what kind of like. There's no massage bed, whatever. Let me show you like what's behind. Like that's. It's just a cabinet and like a curtains. That's it. There's nothing there. Like, there's no mystery, bro.
I think it was a foldable massage
There you
table.
go. Hopefully, you can sleep at night now.
I was expecting like an aquarium at the back after Fatty shows that. But there's no aquarium.
I'm expecting jump scares.
Jump scares.
No, I thought it was gonna be like a dancing girl there or something.
Yeah.
A silhouette of a dancing girl.
Bro, if you see a silhouette, bro, I'm running. Fuck.
It's like, oh hell no.
It's like, do I want to die on camera or do I want to just like try to survive? I don't know.
And
I mean, if you
VVP
die
is
on
not
camera,
scared
it's
of
more
paladins.
views.
He has Fatto. Yeah, if you have Fatto, you'll never be afraid of paladins.
Yes.
If you have Fatto with you.
Yeah. It's also like sometimes people are just not reading their skills. I've coached like some wizards who like, yeah, bro, like there's just no way that I can beat paladin. I was like, okay. It's like, so what do you do when you fight them? I know I try to SG them. I try to gravity field them. I was like, that's all you do. It's like, oh, sometimes I try to bolt them, try to slow them. I was like, oh, that's nice. It's like, why don't you quagmire them? And it was just like, oh, it's like, I don't know, I don't have the core. I was like, what core? It's like the core that damages them. Is it good? I was like, no, it's not. You don't even need the core. Read what it says, right? And then they're like, oh, minus 50 agility. Oh, minus movement speed. Like, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so they just don't know it.
Mind blown.
Yeah. So it's like, it's oh shit, VVP.
VVP supporting.
Thanks,
Just became a
VVP.
member.
We're gonna split it between the 6 of us. So it's like, what is that? 90 cents per
Hey.
person. So I think it's like, yes, paladin is OP, but like crying about it is not gonna help you, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need to find a way to counter them.
Yeah, so it's not like we see paladins, you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna lose, because like chances are like there's a good chance that you may not actually lose. Like a good example would be a match that we had on Dimension. So when we first came out, we didn't have any paladins. We had like 2 snipers, like a priest and me or something like that. and they had 2 paladins. So the snipers ran forward and actually tried to kill the paladin in a 1v5. I was like, of course you're gonna die, obviously, right? Because like you're a sniper, and you're trying to frontline. No shit. And so I just spammed on like party chat. I'm like, guys, stand on my quagmire and my gravity field, and we'll win. And they did exactly that, and we went from like what was it, like a 30-point deficit? The you know the map with MVPs. We went from a 30-point deficit to winning. I'm like, it's bro. Like, imagine like actually like having a win conditioning and playing to it, and then you actually win. And that's the thing, right? Like paladins are OP, yes, but that doesn't mean that like every loss that you had is because it's OP. You could have won if you were good.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, at that point in time, you were bad, right? And that doesn't mean that you're gonna stay bad. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like a lot of wizards don't even know that like that you're they have a skill that curses them, which makes them like basically almost like immobile almost with how hard the slow is, and they napalm bulk, and then makes you go makes their crit down to like 1. So
50 gifted. Sheesh,
50
bro.
gift.
Fuck,
50
man.
gift memberships from
what
VVP.
the fuck?
Sheesh.
Oh my god, VV Fire, how do you step this boss?
That's
dodge,
that's what I'm
easy
saying.
dodge.
Be ready, guys. Oh no, be ready.
Damn.
Hey,
Alright,
hey
well,
guys,
hey.
next podcast is gonna be on my channel.
It's gonna be on Chin's channel. Let's go.
Next time we hold it in Chin and MG's and
And
Linky's
Billing channel too.
No, I don't need this shit, bro. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah, okay. Billing
Hey,
doesn't need it.
You're saying extend time.
I will take what I can get, man.
Extend time. You know that this is gonna run for like 50 people, right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
receiving it.
Fuck, man.
The viewers are receiving it now.
Is that 499 times 50? Yeah.
It's like
Here,
minus
one
Fortnite-
of my friends from Front 8 there, he got one too. He got a gifted membership from VVP.
It's like I think it
How much
gets
is that?
70% of it, something like that, which is better than Twitch. Twitch like saying like
Yeah.
Congrats, bro. Congrats.
So it's the
guys.
same as Facebook. Facebook also is 70%.
Ah. Damn.
And so congratulations to the 50 peeps who received
receive the
the
membership.
membership.
Be number one.
Congratulations to the 50 people.
VVP with a 50 gifted memberships.
Damn.
All right, so that's Kafra VIPs and some daily facts. I'm just kidding. Speaking of which, we're actually giving away 2 Kafra VIPs at the end of the stream.
Oh,
Sponsored,
solid.
of course. But it's sponsored in the corner then. Let me go ahead and make that bigger for you. PD discounted top up,
Yes. Let's go.
which is pinned in the comments as well. Kenny.
Oh, yes.
Damn.
See, VVP doesn't have a Filipino name yet. So far, from what I've seen in our world chat.
Not yet.
No, his name is
Not
PvP
yet.
number 1.
Yeah.
VVP number 1.
VVP number 1.
Yep.
He doesn't have a chicken farm. No, not yet.
Oh my god.
Not yet. Oh, no.
VVP derailing all the guilds in Guild League, and now he's derailing the stream. Holy shit, man. Can you ask DVD gift me? Okay, Kenny. Yeah, PvP.
Ayo, lechon! Nice you. Yeah, VVP loves
I love
lechon.
LeSean, brother. Oh shit.
Solid. Are you here too? Are you with Zybro now? Are you guys really in Newport?
No. Only Zybro.
No, Zybro is only.
Mm.
So will Fatto reveal who is Zybro visiting in the Philippines?
It can't just be chickens.
Can be chickens.
It's all chickens.
Is this somebody from Front 8?
VVP's in Dubai.
Being Habibi.
Being a BB.
Habibi.
He's changing his name to Happy B.
I don't know how to stop it. How do I stop it?
You cannot, man. Just let it in.
Alright, next podcast hosted at Chin's channel.
No,
Let's go.
MG
But thank you
Game.
so much, VBP, for the 50 memberships.
I'm in Dubai now, being Habibi. Habibi?
Habibi.
Habibp?
HabibiP. HabibiP.
Oh, that's a new copy pasta. Habibp
Are you guys
Hernandez?
aware? Like, there's a running joke like in the Philippine community. Are you aware of this, Fatto? Like, if when they say that if what happens to you when you get hit by VBP's Soul Destroyer?
What is it?
I know this one.
Yeah, like for me, like I got hit by VBP Soul Destroyer one time. I saw him in Guild Expedition, and of course, like me being me, I wanted to see how much damage I could deal to him, right? So I go charge attack VBP, and then he hits me with the Soul Destroyer. Like it was like maybe 800k or something, and then my internet dies. That's how strong his Soul Destroyer is. He didn't just kill my paladin; he killed my internet too.
Oh my god.
It went out the.
Holy
passed
shit.
That's my
through.
souls.
So there were different experiences. If you get hit by VVP Soul Destroyer, you'll need maybe 999 resurrections for you to become alive
A
again.
backup internet
You need,
connection?
Yeah, I thought you
You
need a
get
backup
hit by it,
internet
you go straight to
connection.
data? Oh my god.
Forget about ignore death when you can ignore internet.
Yeah.
Ignore internet.
You get DDoS by a soul breaker? Holy.
Damn.
I don't know how to stop this.
I'm just gonna be there until everyone receives it.
It's 50 of them, bro. You're gonna be here for another hour.
I guess it's gonna be an extended podcast.
Yeah.
As long as
That's
everybody's
okay.
having fun.
For those
I
who
know you're
haven't
having
tried
fun.
VVP Soul Destroyer, it's actually AoE.
I know.
You know, VVP Soul Destroyer actually is AoE. It kills, I think, 150 people per SD. I think.
Ego.
Using an admin account.
If you guys
Admin
actually
account.
watched Odin Cup, because I think some people weren't watching it closely, he only actually attacked one time. That's why he has 150 kills. No,
Oh my
in the recent
God.
Odin Cup. Even in sub battlefield. The sub battlefield.
That's so Imperious. Here's the thing, man. I heard
It
there was a
went
joke that if VPP Soul Breaker is you in cross server guild expedition, you respawn on the other server. You get isekai to the next server. I'm like, it's so hard it glitches the game.
Yeah.
Damn.
Did I get one?
I'm actually waiting for my I'm hoping to receive a membership.
How do I claim? No, I'm just kidding. Is that, do I have to do that? Claim?
Didn't get one.
Oh,
bro.
we need to claim it?
I don't know.
No.
I saw people
Oh,
do
wait,
it.
wait,
It's
wait,
random.
wait.
It's
I think it's
random.
Oh, it's random. Okay.
Oh,
it.
I got
Random.
one. I got one, bro.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
it's-
Oh, there is like an
It's
icon
random,
on
it's
top
random.
of the allow gifts or something. Yeah.
Yo, Zeal.
Oh no.
Gee.
Professional dodger.
Zeal is late.
Zeal is late.
Oh, it's still going.
Oh,
Oh my! I thought it was
It's
done.
not gonna stop anytime
Yeah.
soon.
yeah.
Claim Habibi.
Jesus.
I'm very much looking forward to that patch. No, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be good content for me too. Because I am a paladin.
Yeah.
So I want to show with this whole ignore death thing and stuff.
And
Because they try to threaten me. Like the bashers, the haters. They'll try to
yeah.
threaten me. Chinvald is gonna start crying. Well, I'm the one who's reading it. You guys aren't. So I'm probably
Yeah.
gonna know how to work around it.
Yeah, you'd be surprised that a lot of players are not reading skills, even
Exactly.
descriptions.
Yep.
It's
Quite alarming.
yeah, it's common to most players that what they see, that's just the thing that they will do, because in RO you can see what skills they're using, so they will just
Exactly.
copy it.
Yeah.
But the passives, everything, they will not read it. They will
It-
just get, like,
that's
for example, high wizards. 99% will use grab field, but they don't know that some cases meteor storms are better. Like, they
Or
just don't care. They just
or
use grab field all the way.
or
Yeah,
or safety
storm
walls.
gust.
Yeah.
Yeah, or what level to use. Like,
Yeah.
they don't care.
RO strongest.
Yeah.
RO storm gust.
Or I actually saw someone comment earlier. I wasn't able to answer it lang, but I saw someone say something like, paladins, lower DP paladins can beat higher DP other job. Well, it depends. Like if it's gonna be a sniper, then yeah, probably most likely because sniper is a ranged unit. You're not supposed to be using it for one-on-one. Like sniper will definitely lose to most jobs 1v1. I think.
Yeah.
Well,
Mostly,
especially most likely like a bruiser class, right? It's like
Yeah.
no game. It's like usually any game. Also, what's the update on the Delimundo? I haven't tried Delimundo yet. Somebody introduced me to Delimundo corned beef because I love corned beef.
Oh, it's good, bro.
But I heard
Oh, and how
the-
do you
the-
explain? How would you explain bruiser class without citing other games?
Bruiser class is basically a tanky class that is able to output DPS, which is basically what Paladin is.
Right, exactly.
Right. So it's a tanky class. So like usually if it's like when you think about it, it's like a lot of people think it's like, hey, I'm a ranged DPS class. So if I like start to wail on somebody, it's like I should be able to kill them, right? It's like, well,
Right,
to a certain degree, right? Depending on your gear,
Yes,
because it's an
yes.
MMORPG, not a MOBA.
Right,
But like
right.
at the same time, like regardless if it's a MOBA or an MMORPG, you're not gonna want to two tap somebody just because you're a pure DPS or like range class, right?
Exactly.
Like your role
Yeah.
is to be within like in a to DPS from a safe range, and then you get to ramp up your DPS. But you're not gonna go
Exactly.
up to a bruiser who you know has like a passive that can tank range damage, and then
Yeah.
he's willing to hurt himself to kill you. Like like come on, man. Like,
Actually,
you
there are
win the
some
fight.
games like that. Actually, there are some games like that like the Grand Fantasia I mentioned before.
Yeah.
The sniper class there, if your enemy gets near to you, you will not be using your bow. You will be using daggers. Like you have to find a way to run
yeah.
away. You're basically useless in dungeons because they
Yeah.
will be mobbing you a lot.
Yeah, so it's like leaks are saying paladins are mostly tanks that pulls and absorbs damage in classic RO. No, they did DPS even then. Trust me.
Yeah.
Here in Ru, they're literal war tanks that can wipe a whole guild. A DPS shouldn't be unkillable at the same time. Okay, so here's the thing. There is a paladin in Izud 7 then right now, which is who is like basically like for the most part like literally unkillable. Like when I say literally unkillable, we put like half the guild on him, he doesn't die, right? But he's not killing all of our guild because there's ways to deal with it. You know what I mean? It's like he gets hit with so much CC in like several different like directions that there's nothing he can do. Even with the Edgar card, there's nothing he can do if it's just him. So the statement of like a single tag, a single whaled out paladin, even as whaled out as he is, with like as many boss MVP cards that he has, is not able to kill like, the whole guild, even though we're not able to kill him. So he's not just able to run rampant. There's just a lot of ways that you can deal with that now. And now with the sages and the rogues coming in, there's even more ways to deal with those whale paladins, right? So
Right.
Yeah.
so like the only way that a paladin is able to get to kill your whole guild is if you let them. Plain and simple.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And then if you
because
talk about how, they'd say, "Oh, then you're saying that paladins are not OP."
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, being high DP
Mm-mm.
versus being effective is two different things.
Mm-mm.
That's
Yeah.
my take on
Oh,
that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
what do you guys think
that's
about
true.
the Windstrike smell done?
It's
The only
definitely
ankle snare.
yeah, it's definitely not working as like it was originally intended, but I think that might be something that they're doing on purpose because they changed the description on the final part of that smell then.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Because they
Magic.
they
added
might
that
have been
your
done on
attack,
purpose. Yeah.
your
Ninja
attack
update.
part.
Yeah. So I
Mm-mm.
mean it's a way for like snipers now to deal with paladins at the very least.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
How do you deal with it, Chin? You're a paladin, right?
Yeah, yeah. How do I deal with that smell done?
Yeah.
Normally, what I would do, like as a paladin, and I'm fighting that kind of sniper, I would have light conversion module. So unless the sniper has immunity to blind, so which is like what the Verucci card or something,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna be blind, and then they're gonna need to come near me to be able to continue attacking me. Otherwise, they're gonna be blind. They can't hit me anymore. If they come near me, they're within range for me to attack. You're still gonna
Yeah.
be able to attack, even if they immobilize you.
Yeah.
So yeah, so normally that's what I do. Like I just switch out the cogwheel. I slot in light conversion module. So normally that's recently, like especially in Dimension Drill, when I see that there's a sniper who's using that cogwheel. So it's either they stop attacking me or they continue to attack me, but now I can reach them and kill them.
Just run up to them.
No, they're gonna be the ones coming to me. When they're blind, they'll want to attack, but
Yeah.
they're already panicking because oh I'm blind, and then they realize oh they're already right in front of me, and then I start
Yeah.
hitting them. So like for me, like personally, like as a paladin, that's what I do to deal with that cogwheel now. I don't think the other suggestions are effective. Like I saw some suggestions running Rage Endure. So what Rage Endure does is it cleanses your crowd control for like 2 seconds. But
Mm-hmm.
then like from the snipers that I've faced, like the more experienced ones know how to time their wind walk. So they're still able to kite me. They'll be able to survive that 2 seconds. A
Mhm.
lot of them have already like what 130, 160 crit rest. I won't be able to two shot any of those. So they'll be able to walk away and then they'll start kiting me again. And then now I have a 20-second cooldown before I can use Rage Endure again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So if this is not like a 1v1 scenario, if this is like a 5v5, then like they can now gang
Yeah.
up on me for the 20
Yeah.
seconds.
It's
So
chaos.
oh, and you can't use things like Panacea. Any of these things don't work. So I think for
Yeah,
me,
because it's a
like the
root.
most, like if you're a paladin at least, because I don't think other jobs would have that cogwheel. No, it's only gonna be the light conversion module. I think, in my opinion, and any level will do. Like even a level one, if you have it at level one, you just
Yeah.
need to blind the sniper. And I don't think like a lot of snipers would be running the Verucci card. Is that the card that makes him immune to blind?
Blind, yeah.
Yeah.
But it gives
Immune
like
to
strength,
darkness.
so a lot of them won't have it. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
so
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have that on.
Make sense actually for
Yeah.
that part.
But
I mean,
then the main thing is like the cooldown management.
Yeah.
I feel like a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
people
exactly.
like don't have good cooldown management. Even the obvious ones sometimes, like and like the most basic ones, right? Like a good example is like your terminal wing, like in Guild League. Like, it's like the cooldown on like let's say like the level 1. It's like the cooldown on that is like 5 minutes. So that you need to keep it for like these like crucial objectives that you need to get. But like people just throw it around. Like sometimes I see people throw it like outside the point. And I'm like, bro, they caught like 2 people. What's going on? Why'd you use it there?
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So I think as the game progresses and people get better and better with like how they manage their cooldowns, and because I think
Right,
a lot
right.
of the reason why like people just don't progress is because it's just so easy to always yell out like, oh, it's pay to win. Oh, we get out like we can't beat this way or whatever. And a lot of the times like that's usually true because when you get to a point where you just get stat checked, there's nothing you can do. But like a lot like but even like even more so like for the majority of the time there actually is something that you can do. It's just that it's just easier to shout out OP or shout out whale than
Yep.
to actually try
Mm.
and figure out like a
To
counterplay.
actually think.
Mm. Okay,
Just think will work.
if I actually like return the question to you guys, man, the wizards, what do you guys are you able to reach the snipers when they're holding you down with that cogwheel with wind strike?
Yeah.
You're able
Yeah.
to reach them.
Mhm. Yeah, do you know that like Stormgust is longer range at max range than Sniper Auto Attack?
Flashbacks.
Yeah,
What's that skill?
Flashback.
the Stormgust.
Never heard of it.
Sorry, I'm not updated.
Really,
My
Yet.
lightning bolt.
Sorry.
My
Yeah,
lightning bolt doesn't reach.
I'm
I
not
think I heard
updated.
it somewhere before.
Can we
I
test
think I
it
heard
out,
it with the
bro?
diagram
Yeah,
actually.
you saw the diagram? Yeah, I think I.
I
think
think
I
I saw a
diagram.
diagram about it.
Move into the
Somewhere, I
sniper.
cannot remember.
What do you guys think?
What was that?
Whether the
We need to
cogwheel
move
is
closer.
Oh, you need
sorry.
to move closer. Oh, God.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Whether wind strike is working as intended or not, I think it's okay. Like I wouldn't mind having it in game. I don't think it's
Yeah.
too game breaking. I don't think it is
Yeah.
naman.
It's
No,
annoying
it's
for
Like, right?
melee. That's about it. But there's like so many things that can reach you at range in
Yeah,
this
yeah,
game.
exactly.
So if that's like another hard counter to paladins, like so be it. Um,
Mm.
but the only problem with it, I think, is that there's no hard counter to it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like there's no like there's no absolute to it. I mean, maybe you could rage endure, sure, right?
Mm.
Wait, is it does rage endure work with the octopus hat?
Octopus head? Yep. It is.
It
It
does.
does.
Chin learning.
Keep it in the
Yeah,
game,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Do that.
Mm.
So the
Yeah.
auto endure from
That's
octopus
another
hat
counter
makes
for
rage
it.
endure.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
Interesting.
And there's a lot of things you can do to counter that.
Interesting.
The only problem is like it relies a lot on like on physical attacks.
Mm.
So like if a sage is trying to like gun you down with like bolts, then you're still gonna it's not gonna proc your octopus hat at all.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, you guys, the evil smile on his face, right? He's gonna start using it in dimension.
Yeah.
No, probably
Yeah.
not.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I think I'd still let them, just so that they stop crying. No, I just let them.
No,
attack
just harvest
me.
their tears, man. Sell it for neons. I don't know.
Yeah. No, because like with the way I built my own paladin, in our guild, no, in house guild, I'm actually not I'm not exactly the strongest paladin naman in our guild. No, I mean let's remove the whales. No, let's remove Citan and the others who are in home anyway right now.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
in PvP, like if I was gonna be fighting them, no, I'm pretty confident that I can beat all of them because I think I'm the only one in our guild who focused more on building it as a tank, like
Yeah.
building it more for damage reduction, all of these things. Because when we're doing War of Imperium or doing Guild League, I'm the one who's catching all of the curtains of AoEs, of wizards
Yeah.
and snipers and all of these things. And you'd be surprised. Now we'd fight against an enemy guild, and then enemy guild would be like, "Oh, Chin Valdes, pa shout out," and then pang Asura.
Yeah.
That's the usual case. So I started building my paladin to survive Asura strikes and just to be more tanky. So I'm actually not like the one dealing damages. So if for me, like if I'm able to soak up all of these things, they'll probably gun me down with wind strike. Then
Yeah.
I think I did my job. No, I wasted their time
Yeah.
because now
Yeah,
my teammates can now rush them down, diba? Like
Yeah, pass through.
our wizards and our snipers
Yeah.
or assassins or whatever.
And that's the thing too. It's like
So,
yeah.
yeah.
It's like knowing your role, knowing like what kind of plays that you can make instead. Because here's the thing: it's like a lot of people want to be the hyper carry. Like a lot of people have this like mentality, and you can see it across like all the genres. Like if there's a lot of people that like if they can't carry, nobody can, right? They would much rather like throw the fight if they can't carry. Like yeah, and it's just when you need to have players that have discipline, have like know what they're supposed to do and stick to it instead of like trying to be the hyper carry all the time, and that's just it.
Yeah, which is sad actually.
Yeah, but
But benefits us though.
yeah, it does. It does. It's a very easy thing to exploit as well.
Wait, lang. I just have to reply. So this is Odin Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
No. It's just that
Oh.
no. I mean, I've been doing the streams, right? Like
Oh, okay, yeah.
they got me to like
Mm.
stream it and stuff.
Okay.
Oh no, we don't get paid nyans. Actually, Mavis asked me the same thing. No, he thought I was getting paid nyans. I told him like that thing with Dylan Pros, that was like a pretty it's not too unusual because content creators do usually receive the in-game currency. No, but if you're doing it
Yeah.
like if you're doing like professionally, like I've been streaming since 2018 and I've been doing it professionally for since ever since, right? So
Yeah.
I can't like sometimes I can't accept in-game currency as payment anymore.
Yeah.
So I did like if ever I did charge ROO enough to pay for my rent and stuff
Nice.
and for my milk, like for my groceries.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, yeah,
So
that's just the thing. It's not like even in like let's say like Lineage Revolution when they first launched, right? It's like even like small streamers, regular streamers, they would gift them like every month like currency for streaming for the
in-game
game.
currency.
Yeah, and I think it's a solid deal overall. I mean, it's not gonna be as egregious as like like give a small streamer like 150k nyans, right? Like but
Yeah,
like just like a small amount to encourage people to incentivize people to stream the game. That's
And
not
also
in any way
create
game breaking.
content,
Yeah.
like it enables the content
Yeah.
creator to create more content for
Yeah,
it.
because like if somebody, let's say like somebody who usually frequents like Twitch, right? It's like, oh, they want to play our Ragnarok Origins. Like, okay, some people like videos, some people like watching live streams. If they go to like the Ragnarok Origin live stream, and there's like nobody like streaming it, that looks very bad on the game, right? Like by Twitch standards, that's a dead game. So like it's definitely like 100% okay to incentivize at least your streamers. Like Black Desert does it, League of Legends does it. It's like like all these other games do it. So like why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also told Mavis like before, one of the first content creators that they got for ROO here in the Philippines was my girlfriend. And then they pay ROO like has this huge budget, because they paid her so much, like way more than what you guys saw with Dylan Pros. So
Yeah.
like it's like I said, like at that time with that whole issue, the Dylan Pros issue, it's pretty small already. Like considering Dylan Pros has like what 15 million subscribers or something.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
I think because I think he did say naman that he was the one who requested it to be Nyans na lang
Yeah, he
instead.
did.
Because he was just gonna be topping it up anyway or something. So
Yeah.
at least now it's already direct into the game.
Yeah. So he didn't really care because his own words was that he actually likes the game, so that's why he did it. Right. So it's like I think people were asking me about that like whole topic. I think I made a video on it as well. So it was like basically like he has his rates, like he gets paid to stream a game, to advertise for a game, and then he just decided like, hey, like I'm gonna spend this on Nyans anyway. Just give me Nyans. Right. So it's like, and there you go. It's as easy as that. Yeah.
By the end of the day, you will be spending it on the same thing.
Yeah.
So
So,
Yeah.
so why not just
So might as well.
yeah, less hassle.
yeah.
That's probably not the only thing he received also. Like moving
Oh, yeah.
forward, maybe he received more mail.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's his rate, right? It's like if if he gets paid to stream the game, then so be it. If the man chooses to get Nyans, he gets Nyans.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because what's the
That's when
difference
I was
between
For both parties.
yeah.
Yeah. When I used to do Genshin before, that's what they would do also. Like they would send me the Primo Gems so that I could summon every new 5-star character that's coming out. Because now I can actually get the character and then I get to showcase it on stream. So it's win-win. I'm able to
Yeah.
create content at the same time. I'm able to
Yeah.
promote their new product or
Yeah.
whatever it was, right? So
Yeah.
that's usually what they did. But it's different like for like let's say something like Mobile Legends or something. They used to pay us a retainer.
Yeah.
Like to continue playing Mobile Legends and stuff. ROO now is doing like different things. Like they're getting us like per project. Sometimes they get us monthly. And then that was the first time I saw it like naman with Dylan Pros. And I actually asked for Nyan Berries.
Yeah. Because like what's the difference between like receiving cash and then turning around and just buying
Exactly.
berries with it? It's the same thing. It's the same
Exactly.
thing. Yeah. So it's like, and the thing is like, as a content creator, it's like I like to see that stuff. You know what I mean? Because it's like you see these successful content creators, and you're like, yeah, I'm happy for him. It's like, it's like that's also where I want to get to. But like, I don't ever want to be like that guy who's just like, it's like, oh, like how come he got it and I didn't? I was like, well, he probably worked harder than you. It's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
exactly.
Like he's probably doing this way longer than you. You know what I mean? He's probably smarter than you. Yeah, it's just a lot of different factors, and being in denial of that is not gonna help you.
It's not easy to like hit 15 million subscribers.
No, that's
like,
like 0.00001%
exactly.
or something of like YouTubers. So
So if ever, like, if any, like he deserved that, he probably deserved way more.
yeah,
you
I
know?
think 150K Yas is low
Yeah.
for 50 million. I think the justification was that he was going to do it in his on his other
On the
YouTube
other
account.
channel.
Yeah, that's why it was like as low as that. So but if he did it on his main channel, then but he probably has contracts on that main channel too. So
It's
Yeah.
not gonna
At
be
the end of the
150.
day, it's the streamer itself, so
Mhm.
it will
Yeah, yeah.
still gain views and waves.
It's his
for
name.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's still his name, no matter how many channels or which channel he posts it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are definitely over time now. So I'm game to keep going, but I know it's late for you guys. So if you guys got something to do, we can end it right here. Unless you guys have like another topic that you wanna tackle.
The,
Mm,
Yeah. I think we cover all.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
Pretty
I
much.
saw one. I saw one here. Admiral Azzy is asking about the new upcoming card collecting mechanics and the effects. He's asking about insights on that.
The upcoming card collecting mechanics.
Yeah, the
Okay.
combo
I mean,
things.
it's basically just like the same as like card collecting right now, except like there's sets and there's like higher tiers to like the rewards. Like 1 star, 2 star, 3 star has like different rewards for it, and it's basically the same concept, but just like kind of like branched off from like what we currently have right now to have like higher tiers plus like set bonuses. So you're
Much
getting
more
more
headache.
stats. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because you're now forced to 3-star all of them.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, it's like the thing is like with the trajectory of Ru right now with Ru Global versus like Ru NA, Ru KR, is that especially NA was very stingy with the rewards. Like right now with the resources on like my current account that they keep giving out and they're able to give you every week. It actually, my character now in global actually outgears one of my accounts that I actually spent like I don't know, I spent like $2,000 on it like at one point in time, I believe. The fact that like it outgears it now is pretty crazy to me. So I think I think they're considering the trajectory that Ru is going in right now, and they're thinking from like a long term like perspective. That it's like, hey, if like somebody like me who's just relying on like in-game resources and like some like not even like maxing out my rebate on Yans, with the donations is nearing like that part of the progression, then there's a lot more people that have actually spent that are at that point already, and so they need to bring something in. But the problem is like that power creep. How is it going to affect the game? How are they going to balance the game around that? Because like the people that are on the upper at the upper tiers are going to reach that point in the game like really quick, and everything's going to be really easy for them. But like if you buff up the mobs, MVPs, and all that to cater to that, then like what's going to happen to the free-to-play players? So it's but yeah. Anything else, guys? If not, we can stop here. Like I'll be honest, I want to keep going, but at the same time, we have to stick to a schedule, and then because Jam here has to edit all. Oh shit.
Siguro like just to like add on the Dylan Pros thing, ito like I'm reading now sila Silver and Charles are talking about it, and sila weeks their cruise or something. It's their job eh. No, I mean ako din pala. No? I mean it's
their job.
our job.
Yeah.
No. I mean like a content creators, it's our job. So it wouldn't be any different if let's say Villink, if Fatto tells his like he owns this Fatto owns this biggest oil company also, no,
Yeah,
called
yeah.
All in All.
That's why
So
he's
like
able
if he
to.
tells let's say his boss, can you send me nyans instead of USD? It's the same thing. It's the same thing with no with Dylan Rose. He did his job, he gets paid, and then he just requested that it be converted to nyans. No,
Mhm.
parang
At the end
ganun
of the
lang.
day, it
No,
gets paid.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. No, regardless. No, if he got paid in yans or in USD, no, he was just doing his job. No, whether if you own an oil company like Fatto, or if you
Hey.
own like maybe a chicken farm, no, it's the same thing. No, regardless. No,
Oh,
yun lang naman
Selling
eh. No, I
chickens.
think.
oh my god.
God damn it. People gonna
Uh,
believe that, man.
all right. So to close it all up, I want to tackle this one subject, and it's something that like Zio brought up, and we've been talking. I know we talked about this too on stream a lot. Um, the new player entry point to room is very rough.
Oh.
Yeah.
In the beginning, MR, like your
Mm.
dailies, it's like your like these things that are 100% time gated. It's like what happens then, like if you go into an old server, and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Zio said, like progression like T1 is gated by timeline. What happens if if a new player goes into a server that's already on its third season of T1? How is Rue going to adapt to that? How is Rue going to make sure that that player gets gets brought up to speed in order to actually enjoy the game as a whole? Because like you're not gonna be a new player like a month, 2 months, 3 months in. You're trying to play this game and you're still behind the whole time, and then you enter War of Imperium and you die from like a stray bullet,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So that's like probably like one of the biggest concerns. NA was never able to tackle this issue. If you go into like right now, if you go into NA and you try to play the game as a new player, it would probably take you like close to maybe like 2 months maybe to even get like level 90 gear and enough like
Right,
blueprints to
right.
get level 90 gear, for example, right? If that's what you're working towards, or like level 100 gear even.
Really?
Yeah, but the server level is at like 120 or something like that right now, something around that area. It's like how do you incentivize a new player who just started the game to keep playing, knowing that he's going to be behind when he does the math? He's going to be behind for months, and even
Right,
after like
right.
4 months, he's just barely touching like where everybody is at that point in
I mean,
time.
it's hard actually because me personally, I made a new character,
Mhm.
and it's hard. It's hard to find Triple H parties because I'm low DP, I'm low level. Because the server is now at 8, and they will not take any low level players to help out.
Mhm.
Like MR also is behind. There's no more BBD party, or even if you can summon, it's like high level ones
Yeah.
already,
Yeah.
like 90 plus, 80 plus. Like it's hard. So this is a good topic to tackle.
Yeah, yeah.
Like hopefully they will do something about it. Like it's hard for new players.
Yeah.
And you cannot even create accounts anymore to the
Yeah, it's
servers.
hard to create accounts now. I think
So
ano,
And
you
you will be
can
forced.
when they make like new patches or something.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can create.
I don't think so. I tried the other day. I have a lot of friends who wants to join Islot 7.
Mm.
But they cannot create accounts anymore.
Yeah.
So you will be forced to new accounts on the latest servers.
Oh
Or-
yeah,
yeah.
on the newer servers.
So it's
Yeah,
a really
they
bad
will
like
force you to go there.
yeah. So it's a really bad like environment if especially like Rue right now. I know they're trying to crack down on like real money trade, right? But like
Yeah,
how are we gonna be able to crack down on like all this real money trade when the only way for people to join their friends to play on the server and not be behind for like months on end
To buy an account.
is to buy an account,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's no other way.
It's illegal.
It's like some people have been doing like MR for like 3 months. You're not gonna catch up with that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So how will Rue tackle the issue? Because like right now you see the patch notes.
Yeah, yeah.
You saw the patch notes. They're gonna be making these like introducing new players into the game type of thing, type of deal. It's like how can you participate in that event if your server's locked? And let's say like if your server is unlocked, if you convince people how to play the game with you in your server, how do you expect them to catch up, or how do you expect them to like enjoy the higher contents, right? It's like, what are you gonna do? Like have them be
Yeah.
behind for 2 months? They're gonna be bored like after the first week or first day. It's like,
Right, right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So how
Although,
are you gonna tackle that issue?
will let you level fast, but that's that. You can just level fast.
I mean, levels are levels.
Quest
Like you need
and
gear. You know what I mean? You need all
Yeah,
these
exactly.
stats.
Exactly the point.
Yeah, because like
the wizard I made the other day, like
yeah,
after 4 or 5 days before I got my like 70 set. Bec-
yeah,
because I'm stuck. Although it's just an out just for fun. I was trying out other characters. But still the same problem. It will stop you because of the server cap.
Yeah.
One thing they did the suggestion thread now, right? Like for ROO.
yeah.
Like I think they could do possibly same what they're doing in League of Legends. You can transfer your account to another server. That's the only way I think it could work.
Yeah. So I mean,
But of course, there's a bracket.
Yeah. The one thing that they're doing right now
Because,
is the
like,
gallop,
yep.
gallop mode
Gallop?
that they're doing, right? Which is supposed to
Yeah,
help
and-
people catch up and all that. But like, you know, you can catch up in levels. You'll be given like, you know, you can give them rewards for new players. But and I'm just being critical of Brew here, right? It's like I do feel sometimes that like the devs don't even play the game themselves.
Yeah.
I get that impression quite a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
comment.
how are
No
they
comment.
like how are they going to know what to give new players in terms of like catching up? You can't give away MR. Like you can't give away time gated things like TON stuff, right? It's like somebody like people are like what now 4, 5, 6K Light of Wisdom's in. It's like how are you gonna help a new player catch up to that? Because like if you tell them that one way that they can do it is if you give them like packs that they can pay for, that already sets a bad impression to
Exactly.
a new player. You have to
Exactly,
give
yeah.
them things naturally, or have to give them things for free, for them to catch up and be like, okay, so now at least I'm positioned in a spot where I can kind of, you know, like close to catching up instead of like, you know, doing the numbers and seeing that like I'm like 2 months away from catching up. Like who's actually gonna stay those 2 months? There's nobody. Nobody's gonna.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
I
like
mean-
for what it's worth, one of the vice guild masters now of House also came from a different server. It did take him it took him 2 months to pretty much get up to speed nga rin. But it's because like everyone from House kasi was already his friend. Eh. I think
Yeah.
House was a guild from Nino Kuni or something with Mavis and everyone.
Yeah.
So now when they came to ROO, no, they were all friends. But ito kasi like our vice guild master, he was from a different server. No, pero I think yun talaga dapat no. It needs to have community. Your friends have to
Yeah.
be there. Maybe even like
Yeah.
right now at least like at the state of the game right now because they don't no, like they don't have any incentives nga for the new players no, to continue playing while behind everyone else for those 2 to 4 months, diba, if
Yeah.
ever.
And I think that is also kind of like where the balance PvP, and I think that they should kind of
Yeah.
expedite the release of like War of Moon Chasers, because like if you're gonna make this whole event of bringing new players in, like these new players, they're not gonna be able to enjoy Dimension, they're not gonna be able to enjoy War of Imperium, they're not gonna be able to enjoy any of the PvP modes because they're just gonna get stopped. But if it's War of Moon Chasers where everything is even, then they can get a taste of that and they can be like, okay, it's like, you know, I'll slowly catch up on like the outside of this, but at the very least right now I'm able to enjoy the content with my friends, you know, without feeling that I'm behind. And I think that's probably like one of the best things that you can do. It's like if there's no way that they can find to you know, to kind of like expedite that process. I mean, there is a way that they can do with a gallop mode, right? Like they're gonna try that, but you're not gonna be able to do it for everything. You're not gonna be able to catch them up with like 3 months of progress like, out of nowhere. That's not gonna like. I highly doubt the devs know that that's what they need to do, and if they do, that's good. But you need to have systems in place that encourage like new players to be like, hey, it's fine. I'm behind. I'm catching up slowly, but it doesn't matter because I'm enjoying the game with my friends anyway. I'm playing with my friends still.
Right.
Right? Yeah. It's like it's not like
Yeah.
you know you're a new player and you're just trying to do your own thing and you're getting left behind because your guild cannot bring you into like Dimension because you're just gonna be fodder. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, but if you can do things with your friends because they're, you know, they're balanced, and it's all fair gameplay, then as a new player, you probably wouldn't have an issue with that. Yeah, and then at the same time, it's also good for like for you to learn like game mechanics going into like the future, and it's also good because like if I find somebody who is actually like a good player, and then I find out like he's like, oh, this guy actually doesn't have a lot of gear, but his mechanics are on point, like his game sense is on point. So like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
why don't we bring him in and like we actually help him, like run him with some Triple H's, some TONs, get him geared up a little bit, and then he can be a key
Yeah.
player. You never know, right?
I
It's
actually
just,
used that as a
Yeah.
joke in my recent stream. Like I was saying, oh, if you know the game's mechanics, oh, our guild master, and then I dropped the name.
yeah.
No, I dropped the name of Silatokis and our vice guild master. You just add them, and then they'll provide you a whale account, and then you can come join us in the house. And you be using this
Oh my god.
Oh, and then you get paid 50,000 yans a week.
50,000, yeah, Fatto, that's, oh god. So this is why.
This is why I always offer a free runs.
Oh, okay. I thought you were offering 50,000
Oh,
yans.
No.
I was
I'm
about to
offering
read
free
on like
runs
my dynasty.
on everybody.
Send me
So
details.
The empty
my
run.
my thinking is it's for everyone to enjoy the game.
Yeah.
So if you cannot go in the nightmares or hell, you cannot have a red gear.
Yeah.
And a lot of free to plays or mid spender even cannot
Mm.
even get that get the equips at this time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's why I always offer to everybody
Mm.
on every
It's even
run.
a struggle for some players in hard mode.
Yeah.
6 to 10 is actually
6 to
hard for
10.
some.
Yeah.
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 To some, because no one guided them. They're spending their
mechanic.
orbs
Mm.
On permanent
stats.
Oh god.
Yeah. They're like, my permanent stat is capped. Like, okay, that doesn't help you at all. So
Yeah.
reset it and put it on the seasonal stats.
Yeah. And also,
yeah.
it's good. It's also good that people are also like willing to like do runs for free like Fatto. But at the same time, it's like if the game is relying on players to spend the X amount of hours to help like new players,
Yeah.
that's not a
Yeah.
good system. Like, right?
Yeah.
It's like that's just a spray and pray at that point. Like you're just hoping that there's somebody out there that's willing to help. You're just hoping. It's like
Yeah.
instead of like having a system that would kind of like expedite that process for newer players. It's like
Yeah.
maybe make it more that's gonna cause like some major shifts, but like maybe make it more about like mechanics than it is about stats,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's like you can keep ramping up the mechanics, like you know what I mean. It's like if you do like a lower level raid, it has like some basic mechanics and all that, and then when you do get to like all these like 40-man raids and all that,
Extra
like
skill,
everybody,
extra skill, extra
Yeah.
skill, like that, right?
yeah, you can have like like let's say like a 40-man raid in root or whatever, and then like everybody has to know the mechanics, but like that's gonna be hell for for people who are not like organized, but for the people that are organized, like when they do it and they get the appropriate rewards for it, then why not? I feel like that's healthier than just
Right.
having everything be behind a stat check.
Yeah.
Because as of now, actually, it was fun at first. You have to study the mechanics,
Yeah.
then ramping up your seasonal stats. But you get to the point that you can just stand there and just
Yeah.
auto play because you're on the threshold already. You have the cards already. So
Mm.
I think, but yeah, Nightmare is actually a very big step up because it negates your cards. You need way higher seasonal stats also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, but if you go back to the point that for new players, it's a struggle for them, like very very hard struggle for them
Mm-hmm.
I think
because
my take.
it's weak.
Yeah. Oh, go. Sorry.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, I think my take on this one is seeing the changes right now, especially on Ragnarok. As you can see the merges from guilds, from not guilds, the servers right now. Go for our topic earlier. I think ROO doesn't have any answers yet for those gatekeep mechanics and all. it seems like Ragnarok Origins is putting the weight on the player side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's supposed to
for
be
sure.
it's supposed to be that they have a catch up mechanic wherein it's gonna be really easy for the new players to catch up with the old players right now.
Yeah.
But what I'm seeing right now, they're locking the servers, they're merging the servers as well. So I think right now, the I think RO is answering back with the merge of servers right now. I mean, it's not bad, yeah, because you're gonna face new guilds, you're gonna face new opponents, but after having the PvP, you're gonna be back on that same situation. You know,
Yeah, that's true.
same players, same gatekeep on certain things. Yeah, and knowing Ragnarok, it's all about merging. Like since the classic one, if you remember,
Yeah.
they've been
Yeah.
merging multiple servers into one server, and if one server doesn't have enough numbers, you're gonna merge to another server, and I think it's the same old Ragnarok for me. And again, yeah, putting the weight on the players is really bad.
Yeah.
But again, it's kind of good as
It's
well for some players because again, you're seeing like business TONs, left and right streamers. I'm not against with that, but
yeah.
it removes the again quality of the content plus um yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
I
I'm
mean
not fan of.
the
I agree with Fatto on that one. Like,
yeah.
it seems like the top guilds has a big responsibility on taking care of other players, so their server won't die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And other players are, But yeah, I'm not against, but I
Exactly.
agree with Fatto on
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah. And the only thing is like it's not sustainable.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like number one, it's like people are not always gonna pay for like these runs. Number two, it's like people that are running it, like at some point in time are gonna get burnt out from running it, and they just want to enjoy the game and chill. Like that's just what they want to do. It's not sustainable, right? So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there has to be a system in place because it's like you have a company and you don't have a system in place to train new employees. You just toss them in there and hope they're good, right? It's like
Yeah.
like there's no system to teach them like this part of the work of the the workload, this part of the workload, and this part of the workload. They just get like they just get like, hey, just do this for now, and then we'll teach you like the other stuff as we go along. And there's no system in place, right? And then that's when you have employees that like you've been here for 2 months, you still don't know how to do this. So it's like, well, yeah, you guys don't have a system in place. You know what I mean? And that's what's gonna happen. It's like if you don't have a system in place to ensure that everybody is at the very least given a fair chance to achieve like X amount of results, then it's you're just relying on your old employees that they're hopefully these old employees are good enough at teaching and will actually teach these new people. You know what I mean? That's basically the same thing. So I think there's a huge bridge that they have to gap in order to make it more appealing for new players, right?
Yeah.
Because like that's
Yeah,
the only way that
definitely.
you make this game sustainable, right? And I think that they should definitely start reaching out to the players like themselves, and because like right now it's like just us discussing this right now. It's like we have like all these ideas and like the things that we see in game, like some things that are for us are very clear, but to like the devs like may not be as as obvious. Like, some things to us are like, this is so obvious. Like, how come they're not doing this, right? And it's like, if they, like they say, like they ask Chin, right? They ask Chin, like, hey, like Chin, like, what do you think we can do about this issue, right? And they go to MG, like, MG, what do you think we can do this issue? Like Linky, like Jam, like Fatto, like, what do you guys think we should do about this issue, right? Because like you have the best resources in the game to figure out how to make your game better. It's the people that play the
Yep.
game. You know what I mean? Because they not only do they
Or
play
play it for
themselves, they
yourself.
play it with people that actually, have like their own complaints and their own concerns as well. And the thing is, like, yeah, sure, like the devs themselves could play the game, but at the same time, it's like they play the game. That's only one perspective.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, and I guarantee you, they won't play as passionately as we do.
exactly.
Yeah. So, nor do they have the time, probably.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, hopefully that answers that question to some degree. And I think we wrap it up, huh? We're definitely way over time. I think we had too much fun with these discussions, bro. As long as everybody had fun, but again, thanks everybody for staying. I think this is a pretty successful first episode. We planned an hour and a half, and we are 2 hours into this already. So 2 hours plus into this already. So yeah. Any closing statements, everybody, and then we can say goodnight and plugs.
Yeah. Shout outs.
Plugs.
Plugs.
I'll do plug my page, but on Twitch.
Yeah, go ahead.
Also,
Toss it in the.
yeah. So if you guys like play MOBA and variety,
All variety games.
yeah.
Okay.
I mostly play single player games. Cyberpunk. Wrong Twitch. Cyberpunk and The Legend of Zelda, Pokemon, Dota. I play those games.
GG. Hell yeah.
Quite busy right now, so I'm not playing Mobile Legends, so sorry for ML fans out there. So again, I'd like to thank Fatty for having me on this podcast.
Oh, thank you for coming. Thank you guys for coming.
Second time around, so I'm honored to be here.
Yeah.
And
yeah, man. Yeah, no,
That's it for me.
thanks everybody for coming too. By the way, it's I just wanted to have the podcast of people who play the same game and play similar games as well, and just have an actual talk with people who love the game, care about the game, and I think we achieved that today, especially successful first episode, and shout outs to Agsunta as well.
Yeah. Actually, Agsunta, if you guys aren't familiar, I think this is Mikel, one of my friends from Agsunta. He's the guitarist. He's been watching since the start. No, he messaged me earlier.
Wait. So the actual Agsunta band? That's you?
Yeah, the Agsunta band. Yeah,
bro, can I get an autograph?
yeah. See, Agsunta.
Oh my god,
they're my good friends.
Do you have any idea how many views I contributed to your covers?
Yeah.
No,
he's been watching since the start of the podcast. I told him we might have juicy chismis and stuff. Yeah, but he stayed. He stayed till the end. So shout out to Mikel and to Agsunta, of course.
Yeah. So
I think they're in your server. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure.
Ooh.
The Agsunta boys.
Bro, I swear, the covers that they had, man, I had that on repeat for God knows how long. Yeah. So
then you made them rich. You're one of the people who made them rich.
Hey, my pleasure, alright?
I am a Harlika Guild. Is that in your server?
Yeah, there is in 7.
Oh,
Agsunta is in Isloot 7. Alright, we won.
Oh, Maharlika.
Bro, screw your Odin's Cup, bro. We're having a concert. Let's go.
No, but I was talking to them actually. They spend on the game, but they spend it lang for the cosmetics. Not on the feathers. No, not on the feathers. Not on. They just want to get the wings and the whale costume, but not on the progression.
Priorities.
And that's them, the Agsunta boys. They're brothers actually. The guitarist and the drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what's a good thing we're friends with Marlika then.
Yeah.
I imagine we started stealing their castle, bro.
Most of them.
Oh my gosh. Oh man.
I know Fatto. These Agsunta boys. No, they're pretty popular here in the Philippines. They're a band.
Really?
Yeah, they made a
band
cover
here.
that ended up having more views than the actual song itself.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
Their video hit maybe 120 million views or something like that.
I think it was crazier than that.
Yes, 64 million. Their videos on YouTube.
Yeah, it 10x the original song's views.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. But yeah, that's a good closer. Wow, I thought we were gonna close it with that last question, but that is a very good way to close it. Agsunta in the building, baby. But yeah,
That will be on the next guest. Next guest
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
Next guest for the next podcast. Let's go. Let's go.
Yan, pwede. Oy, Mikkel, walang back out. Maharlika boys.
Mahalika number 1. But yeah, guys, again, thanks everybody for coming, and thanks everybody else for tuning into the podcast. This is only episode 1 of many. Hopefully we see you guys next week
Yes.
when we will discuss the next matchups for the Odin Cup, which is basically home stomping on the competition because, you know.
Yeah.
I was kidding.
most likely.
And also like the changes that are gonna be coming up in Rue, because if you saw the patch notes, brother, we have
Yeah.
a lot to unpack. And
Right.
Yep.
and we also have
A
hopefully
lot.
we have some spicy drama as well that we've delayed to next week, and we also have some insider information as well that I'm just waiting for the clear to release. So stay tuned for that for next
Yeah.
episode. And thanks again, guys.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you
Yeah.
guys.
And if you guys have a,
Thank you,
Thanks for
everyone.
watching.
yeah, and if you
Bye-bye.
guys if you guys have plug it in now before we end it. Hurry.
Yo, I'm plugging my channel, bro.
Go. Send me a
Yeah.
channel. Let me plug it right now.
Yeah, I think for me,
Subscribe.
make sure to do check the PD discount top up guys on Facebook. One of the top ups that we're using in Islud 7.
Yeah.
Islud 1, sorry. And
Yeah.
and few guilds from Islud 7 as well.
Yeah.
So a legit and top up services for your Ragnarok Origins.
Yeah.
And of course, please do watch Ragnarok Origins Odin Cup tomorrow, 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. And make sure to support the guilds and support the community
Yeah.
and enjoy the show. So
Yep. And then
Yeah, of
also PD discounted top up. They decided to sponsor the stream, and they're gonna be giving away like 2 Kafra VIP passes. So the first 2 people that type 69 in the chat are gonna go get it. So go ahead. And then I'll link you over with MG.
Thank you.
No,
easy, bro.
Okay. Then, yeah, not the streamers. No, you guys got the advantage. That is
Stream delay advantage.
Easy.
stream delay advantage.
Easy camera VIP.
So it
There you
is
go.
EDFC. You sure you need this camera VIP, bro? Are you kidding me? Are you sure? Okay, you know what? Whatever. You can give it to whoever. EDFC and Dex means.
Oh, Dex means he's from our server, Frontera 8.
Is this supposed to be
He's from Egnorok.
Tell me you like Meteor Garden. Where's your sunshine, huh? Sure.
And to see Dex, he's actually a pretty competitive mastersmith also. He's from Egnorok.
Gotcha. All right, so I'll go ahead and send the winners over to MG so he can go ahead and get that. And if you are one of the winners, just go ahead, EDFC and Dex, just go ahead and tag Fallen Sanity in the Dynasty Discord, and then we can go ahead and arrange that. Good Karma 79. Almost. Almost. But yeah, guys, everybody have a good night, and see you guys. I'll see you guys next week. And yeah,
Thanks, guys.
thanks for coming, guys.
I'm also live streaming the Odin Cup tomorrow, so if you guys want to hear like my thoughts
Yes,
about that,
Mhm.
it's gonna be on my Facebook channel, facebook.com/ChinValdesTV.
Oh wait,
So,
actually, me and Fatto do like a duo stream. Do you want to do a
Ayun.
trio stream? So we can
Pwede,
comment.
pwede.
We can comment and shoutcast and colorcast while MG cast the actual
Yeah, we
game
could.
on stream.
we could do
on
that.
stream, bro. Let's do it. Oh man.
Yeah,
But
we could do that.
Yeah. So go ahead, guys. If you guys have anything to plug, go ahead and plug it right now. In the meantime, Fatto, I know it's like 1 a.m. in the morning for you, or 12 a.m. rather. You want to play some?
12 a.m.
Yeah, it's only
It's
12.
fine.
Oh, we have time. Let's go play World War Z.
Go.
Bro, Fatto yesterday stayed up to the 3 a.m. fucking playing World War Z. We didn't even make it past the first level because we put it in insane mode. Holy Shout out to Chin Valdes. I killed you yesterday at GE.
Yeah, shout out to
Hubris
Hubris
Guild.
Guild. Yeah, I fought against Hubris Guild alone last night. It was Chinwalders versus Hubris. Yeah, but nice G, Tommy G.
Yeah. Man.
And say hi to Legend Darcy for me. Yeah, one of the
Ooh.
stronger paladins from Islude 8.
Yeah. And all right.
Why you guys laughing?
And then I was gonna... No, because it's... Pati ako napuyat sa'yo. Oh, God. But yeah, go ahead and contact Fallen Sanity with a screenshot of your Facebook page, and just for proof.
Or yeah, I think you can just send a message to the page as well.
Yeah,
on
that
PD.
too.
Yeah.
Nice. And again, thank you, PD Discounted Top Off, for sponsoring the today's podcast. And I think hopefully next week you do it again, and we get some more prizes in here for people that stayed till the end.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah.
Yes.
All right, guys.
Exactly.
Everybody, had a good
Alright,
night.
GGs.
GGs. I'll
GG,
stop the
guys.
stream here.
Boys.
Yep.
Successful